First off, thank God, praise the Lord, that we can talk about it. Let's talk about it. Come on, let's see what you say. It's the people's debate. Sports mailman Joe with the news. White T Cody opposing views. Sheriff West got picks for you. Milton is glue. But your thoughts make this click. Opinion, raise questions. What you got to say? Quick give. It's the people's debate. It's the people's debate.
People. Glory to Jesus Christ. This is the People's Debate. It is Wednesday, 7:45 p.m. Tonight we are talking AFC South football. And yes, we are live. Fellas, it's good to see you. I'm happy to be here. I hope you guys are happy to be here. I have a lot to say. I have a lot on my mind, and I want to get it out immediately. But before that, of course, everybody that watches this back, everybody that's here now, much love and appreciation. If you are watching this back or you're not watching it live, you're watching it, let's say it's Thursday or Friday, make sure you like the dang video, subscribe to the channel, and help us support our families. Okay, maybe not yet, but someday, yes, that will be true. I am joined by, of course, this distinguished panel, and we have a special guest in the building on the bottom, and that is Mr. Jose Garza, not Exit 7, a.k.a. the host and creator of the Puro Pinche Sports. First things first, Cody, thank you for being here. And also, Jose, thank you for gracing us with your presence, brother. Both of you fellas, how are y'all doing?
I'm doing great. I had a hell of a week, great time. So I'm ready to get this show going for the AFC South this week.
Doing good, fellas. Doing good. Thank you for having me tonight. Happy to hop in here and talk some football. Because, man, we are less than, 9 weeks away? Not less than 9 Sundays away? Ooh.
Yes.
Ooh. Right there. Right around the corner, baby.
Right around the corner. I couldn't agree more. Also, since we're talking AFC South, it wouldn't be right if we didn't have just one Texan fan over here. Let's go ahead and let's get two.
What's going on, gang? What's going on with everybody?
Richie Rich, how you doing, brother?
I'm good, man. Just got done with a track workout with my nephew. Hurting, but it's good. It's good.
It's worth it, dude. It's worth it.
I'm feeling like we can beat the refs now.
You know what I'm saying?
Well,
Patriots, refs, Chiefs, whoever.
To the two cheaters. I got you. Fair enough. That's good. That's good stuff. Okay. Well, if y'all haven't got the get up, you see the referee shirt. I got a new gimmick. You see the chain. Check out the chain. That's a whistle. Yes, it is. And guess what? I got some flags. Okay. So from this point on, the flags are going to be used for general reasons, some comedic, some when we're really having debate, whatever. Like Cody said off air, yeah, I do got to find out some penalty names. That's going to be hilarious. I'll figure it out. This is new, so it's But also, yes, whenever I'm challenging somebody, let's say Richie Rich, we are talking about the Houston Texans, and you say they're like I give you the analogy, Cody. Y'all's offensive line is better. Immediately when you say that, you can continue, but I'm going to do this because I am going to challenge that. And I mean, we could agree, we don't have to agree, whatever, but I'm going to challenge it. Now, if you guys are going, let's say Jose and Richie are going back and forth, and I hear a bunch of fallacious arguments, guess what's going on? It's going to be a penalty, and we're going to talk about it. The conclusion could be true, but I don't like how you're setting up the argument. That's a weird way of there's logical fallacies out there in the world, and I don't want this show to be full of them. So that's going to be the whole new gimmick. It's going to be way funnier the more we start doing it. And yeah, and I could only wear one shirt, so don't have to worry about the attire. But Richie Rich, Cody, and Jose, fellas, I do truly appreciate y'all being here. AFC South talk can get very interesting, and I'm glad to share it with you guys. So Richie Rich, Cody, and Jose, give me some juicy news that's happened within the last week or so. Maybe 4th of July, shindig, whatever the case may be. Cody, if you will, brother, go first for me.
All right, first for me is I'm out here in LA working, so I got to go to a Dodgers game and watch the Dodgers get smoked by the Astros. It was a lot of heckling going on, as I was probably one of like 10 Astro fans in there, and it was 4th of July, so it was sold out. And I just kind of let, the trash cans do the work, as they say, and they get mad about the cheating. I just laughed in their face, and got to enjoy the biggest loss ever in history at Dodger Stadium. That was the worst they ever lost and they had that stadium, I think, since 1962. So we gave them an ass whooping of history, and it was great. 4th of July fireworks, had a great week.
To the champions, that's dirty work, brother. That's dirty work right there.
Dirty work, and swept them.
Oof. I mean, I want to know about it a little some more. Maybe on that ninth inning stretch. I want to hear about it a little more.
Yeah, right.
Richard, what about you, man? How was your
weekend? What was the overall score for the weekend? It was like 20 something or what?
Like all 3 of their games?
Yeah.
Oh man, it had to have been worse than that. It had to have been like 30-5 or something.
Bro, that's crazy. Those are some crazy stats, man. But bro, my weekend was great, man. My parents, they came down to Tennessee. You know what I mean? We went to Nissan Stadium because my dad wanted to see it before it gets knocked down because the Titans are building a new stadium. For what reason, I don't know. And then, we went through Nashville, went to a couple of other places. So I had a pretty dope weekend. What about you, bro?
Mexico just whooped USA, a few days ago. A little concave. Yep. Just a nice, sweet victory. 2-1,
It's
they could have called offsides. They could have called handball. Yes, it's their tournament for the country.
Okay.
It's basically like the States and then I think Central America, and so Mexico wins back to back. I think Europe's having they're still going on their club FIFA World Cup right now.
So let me ask you, like in comparison, who would Mexico be in comparison to like an NFL team, and who would USA be to comparison like an NFL team?
We're talking about
as far as how good they are.
FIFA.
Yeah.
Mexico's usually all right. Like they advance usually in the World Cup, but
here, not against the Europeans.
They don't go super far.
Yeah, not against the Europeans.
So like the Cowboys.
No, they could probably win a matchup. Maybe you're right. Yeah, maybe the Cowboys. That's all right. They get to the dance, but they lose in the first one or maybe the second round.
Mm-hmm. USA like the Panthers.
Yeah, they lose in the first round, second round. I think
they can't be. They're not constructed well, bro. They're the Cleveland Browns. Team USA is the Cleveland Browns.
Oh, that's rough.
Yo, that's rough.
We're in America. Let's not do this right now. Okay, that was crazy, disrespectful. I don't know anything about it, so I'll concede to that. But
there was no flags thrown.
Okay, then you can't really. Then you can't really be.
Well, that's what I can't. I can't challenge it or nothing. I don't know anything about. I can't. It could be all true, so I can't. It just sounded really bad in my ears, but I can't go off of what sounds bad. Real quick, there was some news earlier today, and Tristan Wirfs, the tackle, the highly valued tackle from the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, being kind of late. Had surgery on his knee. He's going to miss a couple of weeks. I don't know how many weeks that is. we just did a NFC South preview and prediction, and I believe, like, even though you fellas weren't there, I'm pretty sure that you guys would agree that they should be the favorite to win said division. Do you think that this, takes them a step back as far as the beginning of the year? Because their offensive line is good, but I mean, I don't think they have a replacement for Tristan Wirfs, and the beginning of their schedule isn't too easy. So, do you think this interferes with their division winning predictions? Yes or no? And tell me why. Cody, I'll have you go first, brother.
I'd say probably not, just because the rest of the division's so bad. I mean, yeah, the Hawks might compete a little bit, or Hawks. I said Hawks. the the Falcons might compete a little bit, but in reality, they're just so clear cut everywhere else above the rest of the competition that it's really just their division to lose, regardless, unless they have like a huge amount of injuries, or Baker goes down or something.
What you think, Richie? Sorry.
I agree, because I think out of all the divisions in football, they're probably one of the only divisions that you can win the division with a losing record.
Yeah.
And not saying that the Bucks are that team, but compared to, compared to the Panthers and the Saints, which I can attest, probably we all agree they ain't going to be any good next year. Yeah. Probably be the Falcons will probably be the one that'll give them the best matchup.
Yep.
You know what I mean? So, the Bucks are going to have a winning schedule versus the Falcons not, but they're still going to play, they're still going to play the same divisions through football. So, I think that it might start off a little rocky for them, but most teams, you would want them to start picking it up towards the end of the season anyways, get ready for playoffs and stuff. So,
yeah, I agree. I think, yes, like you said, it could start off rocky, because if we look at the schedule real quick, Atlanta, Houston, Jets, Philly, Seattle. Other than Seattle, the edge rushers for all four of those teams, Atlanta is maybe, because it's two rookies, but it's supposed to be much better, right? That could possibly be a problem. But like you said, it's all about the middle and the ending of the season. And even last year, I believe Tampa Bay they had a losing record at first. And then, of course, they picked it up towards the end. So I don't think it's too much of an issue, but I do think if the road gets too rocky early, I mean, Atlanta, if Michael Penix Jr. is competent or better than Kirk Cousins, at least functional wise, it could be an issue, just winning the division. But okay, let us go into AFC South. Before we do that, I want Jose to be here, but am I lagging, y'all?
No, you're doing good right now, at least.
Right. In the beginning, I was?
A little bit, yeah.
All right. Well, again, for everybody that's out there, please, if you care about us at all, make sure you like the damn video. Tell a friend to tell a friend and subscribe. I went on me begging politely and, somewhat professionally for some subscribers. And guess what? I had to spend $2 for 2 subscribers. There was people I knew from high school. Yeah, it was funny. It's all good. They said, well, give me a cash at me. I said, well, I'll give you $1. That's about it. So I said,
you just referred to them as friends, though?
Well, old friends. 2 of them were women. I knew they weren't going to watch the show, but a subscriber is a subscriber, brother. It's going to make it look good.
We did go up like 30 subscribers or something.
Oh, since you were on the show, yeah. Yeah, we were at like 101, 102. And again, the dry begging works, dude. It freaking works, man. It works. And also my job, it allows me to kind of, if I see a Pittsburgh Steelers, a Cowboys, a Houston Texans little thing, I already start talking about the team, et cetera, et cetera. And if I see if they're really into it, boom, I tell them, hey, man, well, if you ever want to argue with me or whatever the case may be, you can definitely just go ahead and subscribe. We put people on. I can give you the link. You can always join. Real quick, shout out to Big Chase. Thank you, brother, for the good job, guys. Make sure you stick around so you can see if this gets a little spicy. All right, before Well, while we wait on Jose, he said he's going to restart his stuff. When it comes to the AFC South, can we all agree, not without getting into detail right now, that I do believe, even if it's small and minute, every single team of the AFC South got better? Agree or disagree? Am I echoing? What do y'all got?
It's hard.
Really?
It's hard to say.
What team are you stuck on?
Because I feel like you're making that judgment off of, not bad educated projection of the player, like you're using good, as much logic as you can and results that you can gather to make that projection. But in the end, it's still just a projection because we don't know how none of these players are going to turn out. And where you would say they got better is mainly in rookies, right? So, and then on top of that, the coaching that some of these teams have is I don't know if it's what I would call better, but you know what I mean? So I just I don't know if I can fully agree with that.
So what I mean by that is, without going into crazy detail, but definitely if you disagree, tell me where. I think the Colts issue last year was secondary. Their secondary got better. Boom. I think quarterback, I think it's the same. Oh, it's Daniel Jones or Anthony Richardson. Okay, it was Joe Flacco or Anthony Richardson. Acquitting Anthony Richardson. So I think that's fair and wash. When it comes to the Houston, one of your issues, well, there was a couple. When I say a couple, y'all won the division, so I ain't shooting shots. But one of them was in the safety room. Eric Murray absolutely sucked. Guess what? You got C.J. Gardner-Johnson. So I think that's an upgrade. I think the corners are also going to play better together. When you look at Tennessee, the quarterback situation, yes, this is a huge projection, Cody. I agree, because we don't know. But I think, one, their defensive line got better and their quarterback situation got better. And if we look at Jacksonville, offensive line got better, weapons got better, defense got deeper. So I'm not saying that they all are going to have winning seasons. I just think they all made steps versus, some teams kind of just stay the course or drop and get worse. I don't think any of these teams really got worse. Any pushback on that before we go?
Without getting into too much detail, like I want to mention the Colts. Like, do we think that the Colts' trajectory, if that home game, Week 18, not last year, but the year before, that they lost to the Texans and the Texans got the home playoff game and so forth, do you think that if they would have won that game, it would have propelled them to have a better season last year? Because Gardner Minshew was the quarterback, and come on, Gardner Minshew, bro. Because, yes, I hear you about the secondary talk, but I'm kind of like, you know what I mean? Because like with the quarterback not being good.
Yeah, but Jose, real quick, you answered that. So go ahead.
No, so the reason I say no is because, one, the Colts situation is like he said, Gardner Minshew was a quarterback. You bring out AR, then it's a huge just downgrade. The quarterback situation, yes, it's the secondary, but think about this. They again finished the division second place, right? I think that they finished it 2 years ago as well.
2 years in a row. Yeah.
Yeah. So, I mean, they were 8-win team. So, I mean, the major thing for them is who's the guy at the helm. And now the problem is that, yes, they switched up Joe Flacco for Daniel Jones. But does it really
right in the end that your own logic you were forming, you were feeling it until you remember Daniel Jones is coming up.
Like the fact that Danny Penny's is QB1 right now is not helping the cause.
Right.
Now, would I argue maybe this year, maybe we can get one receiver to get over 1,000 yards? Maybe. But that's not what Daniel Jones is known for. Right. That's kind of the problem. Like all these guys, I think, didn't even make 900 yards in receiving last year. That including Michael Pittman Jr. and Alex Pierce, who was going for the bombs that Joe Flacco started at him. It didn't get any better. So you have to heavily rely on your run game. And JT's sadly not the reliable guy he was 3 years ago. that everybody's wishing. Oh man, remember when he ran 1,500 yards? Yeah, that same year Joe Burrow went to the Super Bowl. That was a long time ago.
Yeah, I hate when people bring up, oh well, he was almost a triple crown. Like, yeah, dude, okay, that was a long time.
It's irrelevant now. So, I think for the most part, like with the Colts, like unless you got a guy at the helm, they don't like it's not going to get any better. Like that's just simple as that. The only team that I've seen that I really do believe has improved would be Tennessee, because it's the same situation. It's the guy at the helm. We expect Cam Ward to be a lot better than Will Levis. If you know me, if you follow me anytime before, I knew Will Levis was going to be a bust, just like that. I call him Bo Callahan, like the guy from Draft Day from the movie. That's exactly who it was. He's Bo Callahan. That's exactly who Mr. Mayo was. Mm-hmm. So I'm glad that everyone skipped on him and left him go to the second round. So Cam Ward's an upgrade for that. Does that mean they're going to be a playoff contender? I don't know. It could be a playoff disruptor for the division, though.
Okay. I like it. All right, well, let us just jump in the AFC South breakdown of the offseason. Did they get better, et cetera, et cetera? I'll start it off with the team that finished last in the division, which was the Tennessee Titans. So, like you said, quarterback situation, it's a projection, but I do think they got better. When it comes to weapons, stop me if I'm wrong, throw a imaginary flag. I do think this is one of the worst one of the worst wide receiver cores in the NFL. Tyler Lockett, Calvin Ridley as your number one. Yeah, I would say 1 and 2. I think
it could be worse. It could be worse.
Calvin Ridley, though.
It could be worse.
Cam Ward, he said he's never thrown to a receiver
Calvin Ridley. They asked him, sure, of course. Good for him. He's smart. That's what he's supposed to do. But they asked him who the top 5 receivers were, and he mentioned 2 of the Tennessee Titans receivers. So I don't really care what he has to say. But Jose, what did you say, brother? I'm sorry.
I said it could be worse. Like, yes, you got 2 30-year-olds basically being your wide receiver 1 and 2, right? Like Calvin Ridley and Tyler Lockett. But it could be worse. We've seen worse combinations. Milton, we're Patriots fans. We've seen worse.
No, yeah. So I'm not saying as historically, this is one of the worst. I'm saying this year, this is one of the worst wide receiver cores in the NFL.
Okay.
Because Calvin Ridley as a number 1 is not a true number 1. When he's a number 2, he's one of the best number 2s in the league. I think we can all remember those days. But other than that, with their defense, one of the negatives that I did find in this offseason, everything stayed the same as far as coaching. Defense coordinator, which I like. Offense coordinator, all of the accessory coaches stayed the same, as if the quarterback is really the only major issue, when there was glaring holes within the defense. Now, I do think they somewhat attempted to fix those holes with adding a lot of defensive line help. I don't think they'll be one of the worst teams in run stopping. I think they'll actually be one of the best. As far as interior defensive line, I think that's one of the best overall interior defensive line as far as depth. So I think that's a positive. Do y'all have, other than for me, the biggest plus is the defensive line depth. Do y'all have any other huge upgrades from Tennessee? Just before I get a little more negative.
Not really. They did good, for Tennessee, for their standards. Usually they don't, make many moves at all. So I'll give them that. But I mean, overall, dude, the Cam Ward is coming into a failing situation. It's just how it's going to be, and it's going to be hard for him to shine, I think. I think we're setting expectations too high. That's what I meant by that.
Okay, so like when you say expectations too high, like what are you thinking? Like as far as like record,
like I get setting the expectations for him being the first quarterback taken and all that. That does come with those expectations. But as far as him being able to change around the Tennessee Titans and really improve them, I don't really see it coming together like that. I think individually he's going to be decent, but overall how it affects Tennessee, I don't think it's going to be that big of an improvement.
I mean, Will Levis and Mason Rudolph really set a low standard. So, I mean, there's really not much for him. Like, no matter what Cam Ward does, like, unless he gets no wins this season, it's really like impossible for him to like not exceed those standards they left behind.
But if we
So-
talking about expectations, Will Levis and Rudolph kind of don't even matter because this is the number 1 overall pick. So do y'all feel like the expectations are rookie of the year? Like what do you think the expectations are for him with them, having this pick and him being a quarterback and them upgrading in various places? I mean, in my opinion, their D-line can disrupt a lot of offenses among the league. I think they got the best interior D-line in the division for sure.
Well, let's compare it, Richie. Let's compare it to a former number 1 overall pick. So Caleb last year didn't meet standards because everyone thought he could take the Bears to the playoffs. Couldn't even get 6 wins.
Right.
So
that's fair.
So that's not meeting expectations. Who's 22 or who's
right? Do y'all
first
think
pick in
Cam
23?
Ward is as good as Caleb Williams or is
No.
better?
No.
Right. And then
No.
Caleb Williams got a lot more and he still couldn't turn the sorry ass Bears around. So that's what I'm meaning, that Cam Ward is only going to be able to
100%.
look so good.
Yeah.
So I think
Titans.
I don't think none of us are saying like we see Cam Ward taking this team to the playoffs anytime soon.
No.
Yeah.
But I do
Yeah,
think we're going
100%.
to see them better than a 3-win team. I think he's going to complement this defense a lot better than what the guys from last year did. I think that's my expectation is like 5 wins at best.
Okay. And also, Richie, with one of your questions, I think when you're a number 1 overall pick as a quarterback, especially a quarterback, your projection is rookie of the year, no matter who you are. You have to be. It has to be a goal. Again, like Jose said, and I think we all can agree. We'll see. I don't think he's going to move the needle and have this team as a wild card or a playoff team. But that's not really his job this year. It's for him to do his job correctly, show out for whatever he has available to him. And yes, the goal should be, again, better, 1, but then 2, of course, rookie of the year, because he's the number 1 overall pick. You have to be. That has to be somewhat of some kind of goal, not just for him, but the organization as well, I would say.
So
but
what do y'all think? What do y'all think the organization, as far as just AFC South games go, the 6 games he's going to play against, the AFC South, do you think 3-3 is positive for him? Do you think like 2-4?
I think if
4-2?
if he splits games with Jags and the Colts, will be great for him. If he loses 0-2 to either the Jags or the Colts, will look bad.
I think as long as last year they went 1-5 in the division. Yeah. Better than that, there you go. That's all they can really ask for, because defensively they had games where they did stop the run. Like they had Joe Mixon went on a nice little tear, and one of the games that they played the Titans, that stopped immediately because that was the game plan, right? And I'm not saying that's just the game plan. Every now and again they would play up to par. It's just overall how this team has adjusted and added certain players, also got rid of certain players. I don't know. I definitely think, like Jose says, this team is going to be a better team than a 3-win team. 100%. Now, how much more? Go ahead.
So I'm looking at the odds right now. He's not even favorite to be rookie of the year. Just throw that out there.
Of course.
Who they got? Travis Hunter?
No, Ashton Genty is the favorite to win rookie of the year.
Okay, that's fair because it's running back.
Yeah, so then Cam Ward 2nd and Travis is 3rd. So I do want to point that out.
Of course. Yeah, well, Genty, I mean, he's one of those like generational talents, and we all know we're not on the AFC West. He's going to be the focal point of the offense. Like Cam Ward, I don't know if he will be.
I'm gonna throw a flag on the play on you. Let's take away generational talent. That's been overused too much. Everything like that. Let's use generational potential.
Okay.
Because talent is because we're about to talk about Trevor Lawrence, and he was all generational talent, and he's failed a lot of people's expectations. So
you're right.
Let's not set up these guys.
Let me switch my words. He's looked at as a generational talent. So fair enough. So I think he is being looked at as a generational talent on a team that's going to have you utilized as a workhorse. Of course, you're going to be a number 1 as far as in the odds. But sticking with Tennessee, last year, offensively and defensively, they were bad. Yards per game, I was hoping Jalen was on here because he was saying that the secondary was just so great. he's not on here, but if y'all want to say the secondary is great, I can start dismantling that a little bit. But yeah, the secondary, quote unquote, was second in yards. There's context with that, but I do believe L'Jarius Sneed will come back and he will be better. 100%.
I think Richie brought it up perfectly. It was that D line that really made a big disruption, and it made the secondary look better than it really was on paper.
Ish, because their pass rush, they still don't have a pass rush. They didn't have a pass rush last year. They don't have a pass rush this year. Again, their interior defense line just got better. So again, stopping the run, I don't think it's going to be a huge issue for them. But their secondary, Snead could get back to what he was in Kansas City, which I do think he will. That side is secure. Amani Hooker, not great, competent, very good safety. The other side with McCreary and the other fella, not a fan. Xavier Woods, not a fan. So again, when we look at the team as a whole, as far as offseason acquisitions and departures, they let a lot of their linebacking core go, and they don't have a good linebacking core. So also that's not going to help. But again, at least they have a good defensive line. Now, let me ask you, fellas, with the 3-14 record last year, without saying the record, do you think this team will be better than that? All at once.
Yes, I got them going better than 3 and what was it, 14?
Yeah.
Rich?
It's kind of hard not to think damn near any team will be better than 3-13.
That's fair.
We'll get to the AFC North. We'll see. But okay. Well, let us get into real quick the Tennessee predictions. Now, again, with all that being said, as far as defensive interior getting better, the pass rush, we'll see. I don't think they got any better. They got a good linebacker in Cody Barton, but he's not great. He's just good at stopping the run, but that's only one linebacker compared to the 3 linebackers you lost. Secondary probably plays yards-wise. I don't think they'll play better, but I think they will play better as a whole. And quarterback situation, I think he plays better and less risky than Will Levis and Rudolph. With that being said, I have the Tennessee Titans finishing the 2025-2026 season at 5-12.
Is that you've seen the schedule and you're like, these are the games I think can win? Okay.
Yep, I got it all here. Just in case we need context, like I have
I was gonna say, do you want to make a video? Do you want to break it down and then like which games you think they'll win?
Yeah, sure.
Okay.
Hold on. Well, real quick, y'all go over. So Cody, Richie, Jose, give me y'all's record predictions for Tennessee.
5-12. Yeah, 5-12.
Yep, I got 5-12 exactly too.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like if I go 4-13, they're gonna win 5 games.
I'm backing you up. 100%.
I don't see 6. I kind of see 4, but you got those weeks, man, especially early on in the season. You can play certain teams. Like, look at what y'all team did to the Bengals. You know what I mean? Like,
surprise. Yeah.
Not surprised by me, Milton.
Not for him. Okay, you're gonna hold on to this. We're gonna be 50, and you're gonna bring that up, which is good.
Say it, man.
You should have bet on it, dude. Did you bet on that game?
I don't got no money.
Dude. I mean, how much you would have hit? You would have hit. That's crazy.
No, most definitely would have hit.
Yeah.
No.
You know how much money Milton would lose to me if he keeps taking the away team at Texans wild card home games? I am 2 for 2 against him.
That's true.
Anything beyond that, he got it. I ain't gonna even play with him beyond that.
I just
so just to throw out there, Vegas has Tennessee Titans over under is 5.5 games. So we're all betting the under.
Perfect.
Yeah, we're all taking the under.
Vegas did that one.
Sure.
I did put underneath the record prediction for me the range. So like worst case scenario, but obviously it could get way worse than what I'm about to say. But in my opinion, worst case scenario and best case scenario, I have it 4-8. So I can see this team surprising people. And best case scenario, Cam Ward is the rookie of the year. The offensive line plays up to par. I don't think they do. They spent a lot of money on what was his name?
Still
Dan
got
Moore.
Tony Pollard.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, they're
yeah.
fucked.
And Spears though. No, I like their running back duo.
Tajay nice.
Yeah, Tajay. I like both of them together
Didn't
for
Pollard,
sure.
didn't Pollard get 1,000 yards this year?
Yeah.
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 Hey,
But
you
that's all
run
you can-
behind Will Levis, you go get 1,000 yards, bro.
I mean, man, never know. You might have to run with Cam Ward.
But yeah, so I had the range 4 to 8. Best case scenario, I could see them sneaking out. Oh, they're 8 and 9, or they won their 8th game. Everybody's excited, that kind of thing. But also, I could see the 4 win. The teams that I have them beating, not to go into detail, I do have them beating Indianapolis. I have them sweeping Jacksonville. Also, I have them beating Cleveland and New Orleans. So that's my 5 wins.
Sweeping Jacksonville is kind of crazy.
Well, when you're going through, I'm telling you, I don't know if y'all do this or if y'all wing it. I have no idea. Don't tell me on here. Tell me after. You have to be consistent. So I'll have to look at every single teams that I have winning. I'm not just going to wing it and say, oh, yeah, they'll win this many games. Well, I already had this team beating them. So then I have to go over all that. So to make all this make sense, that's what I got. That's whenever doing my matchup comparison and, okay, this is going to be this week. That's what I came up with. Of course, I could obviously be wrong. Big time.
I'd probably take one away those Jaguar wins and put it on the Colts, like sweeping the Colts.
Sweeping the Colts?
Yeah.
I think that's an interesting take. The interesting part about that, if they could stop the run because, stuffing the middle, so Jonathan Taylor becomes a non-factor. I could see that. If Daniel Jones really is like absolutely terrible and Anthony Richardson is under 50% completion quarterback overall, then for sure, dude, I could see it.
Yeah.
It's just I don't think that.
What pick was Anthony Richardson in the draft again?
4.
4?
4?
Yeah. My thing with the Jaguars is Trevor Lawrence, he plays a lot better away than he does at home. I don't know what it is with him in Jacksonville, but he, like the year they beat the Chargers in the playoffs, they pretty much they made the playoffs because of his away record. Like I don't get it. So with that being said, I can see the Jaguars coming to Tennessee and beating him.
Okay. Let me see. Hold on real quick. I'm going to get to the comments for all these beautiful people. Flag on the play. It's ref Milton. It's umpire Milton to you. All right. Respectful.
So have you kind of put Cam Ward above your Trevor Lawrence now kind of thing? No,
he's definitely not. What? How can we say that?
I mean, you got him sweeping your boy. That's crazy.
What?
I can't
see. That's also an issue I have with like big media. They'll mention quarterback, the team beating the other team, and then they'll say, "Oh, let's say Cam Ward does do it. Cam Ward beat Trevor Lawrence twice. He's better." Well, the Jaguars lost twice to the Titans. He didn't beat. I don't equate winning is a winning is a quarterback stat. I totally disagree. I think it's context, game-winning drives, fourth quarter comebacks, all of that for sure. But I see it all the time, dude. They'll bring up I forgot what I just heard. They'll bring up other quarterbacks and they'll say this quarter. All right.
Yeah,
all right.
It knew it was about to be a load of bullshit. Blow the whistle.
Right on the play. Right on the play. You know what? Challenge.
Come on, get out of here. Thank you. Jeez, what did I do? Okay, let me just not use my hands. I'm not gonna use my hands anymore. But yeah, I can't do anything with my hands. That's all right. Real quick, is Cam good enough with a better team to even be rookie of the year, or is he slightly overhyped? Fellas, y'all go ahead.
He's not even overrated or anything like that. Like
he wasn't covered at all.
You got to remember, because he was a guy coming from Incarnate Word and then goes to the pros, and he's not really. He wasn't even the odds, like even like top 10 the year before, like last year, like to even be the number 1 overall pick. He earned that. So Is he slightly overhyped? No, because I don't think people expect that much. You also remember this is a horrible quarterback class this year. It's just if you had put him in the class the year before,
Right.
he might have been 6th or 7th pick.
Yeah.
As far as the quarterback coming off the board, like the 6th or 7th quarterback coming off the board.
Yeah, I can see it. Texas goes 6-0 versus their division. Make that 7-0. That's impossible, but all right. Is that a joke?
Maybe a playoff win? Maybe a playoff win?
You think one of those teams are? If one, we'll talk about
two
NBA,
ASL seasons? No.
That'd be crazy.
No,
NBA news: D-Brook signed a. Okay, Joe. This is not an NBA show. Okay, don't really care about. Dylan.
Umpire! Whoa, this is the people's debate.
But we're talking. What's at the bottom? We're talking football. That's why I say it in the beginning. We're talking football. We're talking basketball. Guess what? I'm not the umpire tonight. It's going to be somebody else.
I love this energy.
Jags, Titans, Colts go for a combined 0-50. All right, Brandon. I'm going to put you in timeout, dude. Rookie of the year throwing to Ridley and Tyler Lockett. That's what'll make, if he has over 4,000 yards, a good touchdown interception ratio, that'll make it that much sweeter.
Because that's 4,000.
Well, maybe not. I'm just saying if he does. It's a big what if.
3,725 touchdowns.
Yep.
I was gonna say 30. I was gonna say 3,122 touchandowns and maybe like 7 interceptions. Like just to be
okay. See how I'm seeing it because of Ashton.
1,600 yards plus.
Yeah. Wait, I didn't hear that. Say it again, Cody.
I was saying that's if Genty, of course, doesn't have like 1,600 yard plus season.
Okay.
So let me ask y'all this, right? Do you feel like it's kind of not fair when it comes to Ward because with the Travis Hunters and the Genties, they don't have to work. They don't have to rely on record to win the award versus Ward has to low key rely on record to win the award. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
No, because they'll give Rookie of the Year to a good quarterback even on bad teams.
It just has to be like extraordinary, but it's not fair. That's the point.
The quarterback really has the advantage, bro. They really get the Rookie of the Year more award and all that. Always the nod first. If they have a good,
they're always in
you
the
have
MVP
a good
talks,
quarterback and a good running back, they're gonna always give it to the quarterback. So if anything, he really gets advantage.
But if he wins 3 wins, what if he has like a Joe Burrow type year, but the team just ain't helping him out?
You're fucking right.
Genty over here has Genty has 1,616.
Yeah, but if he has 4,000 yards, like you're saying, to Joe Burrow, he's going to still win Rookie of the Year.
But let's say I think I hear.
I'm not talking about 4,000.
If in context, like Richie's saying, like though, let's be fair. Like, how did he get those 4,000 yards? Was it garbage time stats? Was it something like that? Then you will lead more to Genty. So that's
also if Las Vegas. I think where you're getting at is if Las Vegas, let's say they win 8-9 games, they're going to probably favor the team that, okay, well, we believe, especially media, they don't freaking look at the context really. They're just going to say, oh, the reason why y'all won 7, 8, 9 games is because of Genty. Give it to him.
Mm-hmm.
So I guess it depends. It's hopefully we'll see. We'll see, dude. Okay, let's go to the team that finished second to last. A huge disappointment in most people's eyes, the Jacksonville Jaguars. Well, 4 wins. It should be
all people's eyes. It should be all people's eyes.
4 wins is absolutely crazy, dude. And normally, Cody, you can attest. Jose, I think you watched this last year. I think you definitely did.
Yeah, I was around.
I've been defending Trevor Lawrence for a while, dude. I've been coming up with arguments, coming up with this, that. And then last year, he just didn't play well. Like of course, you could come with a narrative and say, oh, well, he was injured. So obviously they lost those many games. But even when he was healthy, he was playing pretty bad. So last year, I have no issue with saying Trevor Lawrence did not play well. Now, as far as why, some of it's on him. Like watching him last year, I could see the mistakes he makes. Like the reads he makes, it just doesn't. Of course, him throwing and the mechanics and all that is perfect. There's no issue with that. But his decision making is Still not good. And that could be coaching. That could be him not learning. That could be him.
Late slide.
Okay. All right. Come on. That's a penalty, dude. That's not right. That's not right. That was a couple years off of
late slide or
low blow.
Purposeful, headshot.
That's
a low blow.
That's debate. That's a low blow. But with Trevor Lawrence play, all the additions in the offseason, well, I did a lot with Tennessee. Let me ask you this, guys. With Jacksonville, with the additions that they made, do you like the additions? What additions did you like the most? Did you not understand the additions? Did you hate the departures? Whoever wants to really attack this first, please, by all means. Whoever.
Look, the biggest thing for this team, as far as additions wise and subtractions, is the coaching staff.
Mm-hmm.
Because as much as Doug Peterson with his New York best-selling How to Win Championships book after the Eagles won, 7-8 years ago, he lives off so much of one playoff run in both organizations. So, for example, the Eagles Super Bowl win, the Jacksonville comeback against the Chargers, and then
right.
But after those series, he declines and he gets lazy, and it's just it was embarrassing to watch. Is that this man who's coached two young guys into Super Bowl wins? Nick Foles, the Super Bowl MVP, and then Trevor Lawrence gets a playoff win. Sorry, not Super Bowl win. How much he just lacks responsibility. Like we joked about Urban Meyer. The dude, is kicking, kickers. He's hanging out with girls at his old college, at Ohio State and whatever, and does not give a damn about coaching. Well, Doug Peterson's almost the same way, except he just lasted longer. He gave a play call, took it back. Gave a play calling, took it back. And that unbalance is going to mess up Trevor Lawrence bad because he never had that with Dabo Sweeney in over there in Clemson. He had consistency, and ever since he got to the NFL, he's had lack of that. So with Mr. Duval, he's hoping for some consistency here, and I think that's the biggest change there. Milton, what I hate about the Jaguars for this year, they gave up too much for Travis Hunter.
Yeah, I agree.
Travis Hunter, there's nothing saying historic-wise that he's going to be this all-time game changer to give up what they gave up for him. As far as okay, we're not talking about NBA, right? But something just happened in the draft that's kind of similar to this.
Go ahead.
The Pelicans gave up an unprotected first-round pick next year to get the 10th overall pick from Atlanta or something. The 13th overall pick, sorry, not the 10th. And now, so they've set themselves up for failure, and they gave Atlanta basically the number 1 overall pick. We could argue the same thing. They gave the Browns their number 1 overall pick for next year. Because the Jags could be that bad. They still can be that bad. They can be last in the division and last in the league.
It's like the Panthers, like how they did trading to the Bears.
Yep.
Now you're hoping Travis Hunter is a potential. You're hoping Travis Hunter's a generational potential, that he's got all the talent and all that stuff. But honestly, I don't see it enough to go jump 3 spots and give up your future for it. Respectfully, I don't.
That was their biggest L. Richie, you wanted to add something to that, brother?
Are you calling Doug Peterson Doc Rivers, bro?
Oh, that's funny. Are you?
You can.
Oh,
you can.
That's the first person I thought of when you were talking about riding high on a 1 win, doing something good. And even with the Jaguars comeback win, I blame Herbert more than I blame anybody else because he's done it twice now in the playoffs. His only 2 appearances, he shit the bed. Yep. But I agree with you on the coaches. I definitely do. I want to touch on Travis Hunter personally. I'm extremely high on him. I think that I'm more so how I look at football is I look at it at the beginning of the season, you got to be realistic. You got to be realistic with yourself, with your fans. Like, I grew up in San Antonio all my life. I grew up around Cowboys fans, and they weren't realistic at all. You know what I'm saying? So when I see organizations like, I think Travis Hunter is a wonderful addition to this team. Is he going to live up to his expectations? Who knows? There's a lot of people who hasn't. There's people who, like Cam Ward, may be better than we think he's going to, be. But I just think that Travis Hunter is I wouldn't fully disagree with you, but I wouldn't fully agree with you on was he worth the trade up. And the reason that I say that is because there's a lot of guys who are picked high that don't amount to shit.
But I think real quick, Jose's, it wasn't because he's picked high, it's because of losing another first round for next
That's
year.
what I mean, like what you lose.
That's the big part where
is he worth what you gave up? Like
yeah, but Richie's saying is they gave up a future pick that may turn out to not be shit either, and draft a high pick that doesn't turn out to be nothing. So they may not even missed out at all, is what he's trying to say.
Like we lost our number one pick, or we lost a first round pick, and it became Will Anderson. So sitting in a Texans fan seat, I'm like, damn, I didn't want them to trade up and get Travis because that could be another Will Anderson situation.
Right.
Like, yeah,
but to be fair, Richie, when y'all traded up to get Will Anderson, you had also just secured yourself CJ Stroud. So you have like this is also the thing. Like we have to understand, like, is Liam Cohen going to be good enough to change this whole offense around? Because we get what he did for Baker Mayfield last year, but that had already been done the year before by the guy who's coaching the Panthers now. I'm sorry, Canales. Yeah, so that was already like set up. Can he change what is ranked right now, the 26th ranked offensive line? Can he turn that around? Can they protect Trevor Lawrence? Can Travis Etienne step up and be the guy that people think he can be? Or is Bigsby gonna take his job? That's my those are my questions. Like, because what I would like, my prediction was they're gonna go, or not they're going to. They should have gone for an offensive lineman in the first round, or at least something in the offensive piece. Now, yes, they have a chance with Travis Hunter to get something that's good for both the offense and defense, depending how they manage him. But we just don't know. And I'd rather have failed this year with my 5th overall pick, or be successful this year with it and then fail next year, or vice versa. But at least I know with one of them I probably hit. This year I'm putting two first-round picks of value worth on one guy. So
let me ask you, based on what you're saying, it sounds like you're not as high on Lawrence as Milton is.
I mean, I think I had him ranked in the 20s, like last week when I did my episode on my show. He's in the 20s for me, but it's like I haven't given up on him, but at the same time too, I understand he needs to show me something. He has to show me something. Like he had all this hype coming into the league. Like, is he talented enough? Does he have the arm? Sure. But if you're gonna get rattled this much by all the coaching changes and everything like that, then you're gonna be done real soon. Like this is the prove it year for him this year. That's for sure. Yeah. Because you got guys like Sam Darnold and Geno Smith who turned their things around. It's like, well, come on, Trevor. You can't let these guys
Baker too. A couple years ago, Baker Mayfield too.
Exactly.
Right. With Trevor Lawrence, go ahead, Cody. You're gonna say something, bro.
Okay, I got a question for you and Jose. Y'all keep saying the O-line for Jacksonville and protecting Trevor Lawrence. Are y'all saying that? Are y'all saying that as far as? Well, you did, Jose. That's right. Yeah. Are you saying that as far as what you think they're going to do this year, or are you saying for what they did last year?
No, I think sorry, real quick, Jose, and I'll let you finish. I'm sorry. No, but real quick, Jose, that's where I think you've heard me say it. I used to agree and say, oh, their offensive line is such and such. They were playing inconsistent, but it wasn't an overall too bad of an offensive line. The additions that they made on the offensive line this year, adding Patrick Mekari, is that his name?
Patrick Mekari, yep.
Right. And adding a couple of other guards and one tackle, I think is going to help the offensive line. I don't think the offensive line is going to be the Achilles heel. But go ahead, Jose. Sorry. I just wanted to make sure I put that out there.
I mean, for the offense, for me, it is going to be the Achilles heel. Because, at the end of the day, I think Trevor Lawrence is serviceable, and I think he can be good. Yeah. And I'm not saying great or anything like that. I think he can be good. and you got a combo of Brian Thomas Jr. I'm high on Brian Thomas Jr. Travis Hunter, he's a good serviceable wide receiver. And then your running back duels, you're like, it's all going to come down to like how much time you're giving Trevor Lawrence in the pocket, and how much are you going to be able to protect your running backs from getting in there? Because I'm tired of Travis 3.5 yards
funny.
per.
That's funny. Yeah, that's true. That's how you watch, because that's exactly, unfortunately, what he was becoming last year. Go ahead, Cody.
He was already that the year before.
Their O-line wasn't like bad last year.
It wasn't that bad.
Yeah. They gave up some, I think, like top 10 least few sacks. Overall, the O-line it wasn't, like you said, Milton wasn't consistently great.
Yeah.
But it wasn't the worst of the league. I feel like with the O-line he has and the rest of the team he has, he doesn't really have excuse. You can't keep saying, he needs 5 seconds to throw it. I mean, he gets a pretty good amount of time, and then his own injury was his own fault last year, So, at least I'll give Tom Brady more credit, because Tom Brady can admit when he late slides and gets fucked up and that it's his fault. Some quarterbacks think it's the defender.
To be fair, he would never put himself in the situation where he gets knocked out like Lawrence
Ever.
did.
No.
Ever.
Now, early on,
Tom Brady got a hella late slide hit, way harder than Al Shazier hit fucking Trevor Lawrence.
Not to the head,
just a little bit.
Okay. Hey, all right. Now that's a flag. All right, Cody. No, that is a ad hominem, fellas. Look that one up.
You got two of them flags.
You can't really
He's a
call him
little
that, because he was
bitch.
actually out. He was out.
He was definitely out.
Well, that's two ad hominems.
Definitely out.
That's a 15 seconds of no. I'm just kidding. No, that's gonna be it right there. 15 seconds. Boom. Timeout. Not right now, but just
no mic.
Yeah. Boom. I'm turning that off. But with Trevor Lawrence, I agree, Cody. Like last year, but he didn't play well. I agree.
No,
but the inconsistency of the offensive line became an issue, though. That's where I agree with at least the latter half of what Jose's saying. The offensive line could be an issue. It's not consistently bad. It's not a Patriots offensive line like last year, a Seattle offensive line like last year. It's not like that. And I think, again, it got better. So I don't think that'll be an issue. Also, how you brought up Liam Cohen, I think he's going to assist with him looking well and getting the ball off. Because when it comes to Baker Mayfield last year, yes, I agree, Jose. Dave Canales also got a job because of the offensive play. But it was a different style of offense when Liam Cohen took over. It was more screens, getting the ball off quickly. The run game in Tampa Bay, even when Brady was there, we all knew the negative was running the ball. They couldn't run the ball. There was no consistency with running the ball. They had to pass it 50, 60 times because the run game was just
2 years ago, Ezekiel Elliott was our leading receiver.
In Tampa?
No, I'm talking about the Patriots.
Okay, yeah, I got you on that one. Yeah, that's fine. Yeah, but with Liam Cohen addition, I think he's going to bring that quick release game, which I think Trevor Lawrence has. I think he's going to utilize the run game and have them more efficient in the run game, which is going to benefit Trevor Lawrence, like he did with Baker Mayfield.
But to be fair, Liam Cohen and Dave Canales, they adopted the offense Tom Brady left. We got to remember that too, because this offense is nowhere near that offense. Now, can he fix the mechanics and stuff like that? Sure. It's not going to, they're a 4-win team. They could probably get 6 or 7 if he gets it right, or, a few more wins, whatever. But we're last year, I think a lot of reason why we were also high on what they could have been last year, because we probably still were believing Doug Peterson. But this is the team that had gotten Brian Thomas. They already had Christian Kirk. Evan Ingram was supposed to be a top 5 tight end, apparently. Travis Etienne, everybody was high on his 1,000 yards the year before. So this was horrible. I mean, Brian Thomas got the 1,200, and then after that, the next closest guy was at 400, 300 yards.
Yeah.
Receiving.
So
it was bad.
But I will hold on real quick. Challenge. I will challenge
I already
just
know
because
what you're about to say. Yeah.
Because you did earlier. We all, and I admit it as well, the reason that was because of Dougie Peterson's nonchalant play calling. Everything was predictable. The defense could predict every single thing that they were doing because of Dougie Peterson.
Well, they ran the same 5 Madden plays. Yeah,
100%, dude. So I think that also had to do with, you had all this talent, he still didn't do anything. I think that had to do with more of coaching and obviously injury than anything. But with all the additions, subtractions, and everything like that, one of the big additions that they did make was the defensive coordinator change. They needed to make that change. And it's a brother from the Green Bay Packers. He was the linebacker coach and the run defense coordinator.
One game coordinator.
Yeah. Thank you. And that's going to help tremendously. Again, the additions that they made on the defensive line wasn't like major, but it was depth. So that's going to help. The linebacking core, we all could agree, Aloha Khan and Devin Lloyd are one of the best duo linebackers in the NFL. Not like top 5, just
I think the real question, Milton, going into this year, it's how much do you really want to split Travis Hunter between the offense and defense?
That's going to be
because I think we need to pick a lane.
That's going to determine if this coach is good or not, right there.
Correct.
Just how he plays Travis Hunter all year.
Because the truth is, and respect to Cam Ward, the race for Rookie of the Year should be Ashton Genty and Travis Hunter.
100%.
Because Travis Hunter should be the guy for what they gave up to move up 3 spots to get him and give up a first-round pick the next year. He needs to be the guy, basically like near MVP level kind of guy. Now, obviously, I don't think he's going to be the best receiver, but he needs to be like their best player since he is playing both sides.
And he was Heisman winner.
Yes, he was last year's Heisman.
Yeah, he was the Heisman winner. Do y'all think that although it's the NFL and you have a defensive Rookie of the Year and you have an offensive Rookie of the Year, with like everything being so social media crazy and stuff, do y'all think that his highlights either way, if he has like a standout year on both sides, not saying he's going to win both awards, but what I'm saying is, do you think that those highlights can sway the voters to give him more than he deserves on either side of the awards?
That's a good question.
He will probably be like top 3 votes on both sides, depending on how the season goes. Like they're definitely, the media is definitely going to be like overrating this high this year.
But I do like that question because I think if Travis, I love that question, dude. So if Travis Hunter, let's say, I think what can happen is, one, because it's a media award, and again, media doesn't really care about context. They don't care about rankings. They don't care about any of that. To your point, he can have like, let's say a top 3 wide receiver, rookie wide receiver year and be a top 10 corner of rookie wise, and he can win offensive rookie of the year just because of that.
And they lump it together. I can see that.
He can win rookie of the year for both sides for a game-winning catch and a game-winning deflection.
Right.
Or interception. He could win it just for those things alone. Like that's it.
What the idea though that he could win defensive rookie of the year and offensive rookie of the year in the same season would be fucking insane.
Let me look up the odds.
Insane.
That would be crazy if that actually happened though. Just the thought
that is a good
think of him. Say if he doesn't allow crazy yards, doesn't allow touchdowns. Say he gets like 6 picks, and then say he gets like 1,000 receiving yards. Like, you don't think that's like it will sway either way?
He gonna win it.
Well, yeah, if he gets 1,000 receiving yards and even 3 or 4 picks,
like 910 tugs. You know what I'm saying? He get 10 touchdowns and like 875 or something.
Vegas has him 3rd in offensive rookie of the year by +600, and they got him 3rd on defense +750.
Yeah, who said 3 and 3? Was it you, bro?
Nah, I said if he's 3rd in receiving and 10th. And
I said they probably vote him 3rd, top 3 on both.
3rd. Yeah,
he did.
That's what the odds are.
Funny.
Yeah,
that's funny. Okay, yeah, that's going to be something to watch. Just because, one, that's definitely going to piss me off if that's how it happens. Because again, that doesn't make any sense and it doesn't equate. But like you said, it is. It's a media thing, and if you're up in the every single talk show, every single shouty show, and all that, and ESPN and NFL Network and all that is talking about you, you're gonna get votes.
Bro, the next time if the Jaguars somehow with Travis Hunter on the team when they want another playoff game, expect him to be a Madden cover.
Although, as far as since we're talking about media on him, I feel like he's got to actually do a lot more because I
Oh, he
feel like a
does.
lot of the media hates him already. They hate on him winning the
Think so?
Heisman. You know, they wanted to give it to Genty so bad.
Milton, they hate him for association with Coach Prime.
Yep, and I was just about to say that because he went to
Ah,
Colorado and he
okay.
does with Prime. You know
Yeah.
how Prime the media hates him now all of a sudden,
which is
but they used
crazy.
to fucking
He was
love
the
him.
golden child. Yeah,
A,
Right.
a successful
So,
black
and-
coach who's turned around an organization like Colorado. Yeah, they're hating.
Yeah, they
on him.
never thought he could
now that
coach.
they're in the league, with the Offensive Rookie of the Year award, I think Genty's problem has always been when it comes to being in front of like cameras and stuff. He's no Travis Hunter, so I feel like Genty has to do much more when it comes to from like a fan vote kind of thing.
right.
Because
I get you.
Genty can go crazy, bro. Genty can go crazy, and it's like, oh, that's cool. And it's like, bro, he just had like a Barry Sanders type year, and it's like, oh, that's cool. Like, did you see the interception that Travis Hunter had? And it's like, bro, like,
Right in the
really?
same game, he had an interception and a touchdown. Did you see that? I get you.
You know what I'm saying? So I feel like now that he's removed from you know what I'm saying? Like with him being removed from prime time, and then I don't know, it's something about being in like a messed up situation, like from a football standpoint, from a city standpoint, because we all know Jacksonville's different. And then for him to be this positive light and this positive being, and you know, the social media realm is gonna try to ping everything this man does. And I just think he's gonna get looked at way better now that he's removed from prime.
I'm so curious how much of Jacksonville is going to be looking at the odds week by week as far as the award winning, because Milton, Richie, Cody, the Khan family is basically Temu Cowboys, Temu Jones.
Right.
So,
that's hilarious. Did you just make that up? That's pretty funny. That's pretty funny.
So they can be looking at any reason, because we all know the Cowboys are just, well, what's the headline this week? That's Jerry Jones. It's not about winning. It's about the headlines.
Right.
But Jacksonville knows they ain't going to be winning anytime soon. So what's a good headline for Jacksonville? Oh, we got the offensive and defensive rookie of the year, and it's one guy.
So with your point about it being too much with them giving up next year's pick, you kind of making a point against your own point. I get it from a football standpoint.
From successful playoff win. Successful playoff win, I'm still there.
Yeah.
But as far as headlines and
he's consistent.
Jerry Jones.
And that's what I've been saying about it. I mean, think about it. The kid's from Florida. You know what I mean? Like, the kid plays both sides of the ball.
He was supposed to play in Florida. He wasn't supposed to be Jackson and all this other in Colorado.
He's going to freak around. He's going to mess around and potentially sell the most jerseys. Like, you know what I mean?
Right. Right. All that can be said, but then still it doesn't equate to like the Jacksonville winning 100%. Much games and all that kind of stuff. But I hear you and I like it. Well, okay, all right. I'm not defending Trevor Lawrence anymore, so we'll see. We'll see what he does this year. I'm done.
Trevor, this is your make it or break it year. Just throwing it out there, Sunshine. This is your make it or break it.
I'm already done with him.
You've been done with this.
You've been done with. Thank you.
Ever since he got to the division, you've been done with him. Calm down.
When he had that good year when Dougie P first came in, you said, "Nah, he's still kind of trash." I don't care.
When you first put on the uniform, you were done with him.
Well, he's had
two great moments. He's had two great moments. His freshman year at Clemson, and then to hold my beer, we down 4 touchdowns in the playoffs.
Yeah,
like those are his only two good moments.
It was a good moment. Or
and people still want to tell me Justin Herbert's a top 10 quarterback. Just saying.
Jose, this is not this conversation. Okay.
I'm
not throwing any flag. I'm not throwing any flag. So let's get into. Come on, guys. Come on.
Here we go.
Let's get into the Jacksonville predictions now. I'm going to leave Herbert. Well, that could be another conversation. But with Jacksonville Jaguars, with all that being said, again, they won 4 games last year. I do think they improved overall, especially with coaching. Of course, again, it is projecting with Liam Cohen as a head coach, especially if he takes y'all's route, like as far as the media route. That's going to, in my opinion, prove that he's not a good head coach. So I hope he doesn't choose that route. But nonetheless, I have the Jacksonville Jaguars finishing the 2025-2026 season at 7-10.
Okay.
I don't fight it. But before we continue that, to your point, you don't think that this man's knew in his mind that saying that was going to be a media pull? Or do you think he was just that oblivious to the fact
What,
that him
Duval?
saying Duval?
No, he's I mean, come on, guys. We all went to high school. Socially awkward, maybe a little autistic, respectfully. That's all.
I just wanted to hear
Functional.
This is getting
Everybody.
crazy.
You didn't have to say
Gotta
that.
clip that.
You
Gotta
didn't
clip
have
that.
to say
Gotta
that.
clip that.
You're right.
He
I don't know
said-
why y'all ask me questions. Don't ask me
He
these
thought
kind
he
of questions.
played football because
Oh, wait.
he
So
wore
you
a
can just
helmet.
host, but we can't ask questions?
Not those
back
kind of
to you?
questions. Oh, do you
No,
think
that's
he's
on
playing
you.
it?
No,
You knew
that's
the
on
answer.
You mean
chose,
like
you chose
Cody.
the words. You chose to say that on your own.
You're right. You're right.
Wait,
Socially
Cody, you
awkward.
mean
I
like
could have
he
left.
wore a helmet in the hallway?
No, yeah,
See,
that's what I'm saying.
Cody,
he thought he was
see,
always a part
this
of
is
the
going
team
far.
because he wore
This
a
is going
helmet.
far.
You know what I'm saying? He said, "I wore a helmet every year I was on the team."
And this
Oh,
is
man.
not sponsored. But if you find
This
it
is
in your
why
heart
we'll
to
never be
sponsor-
sponsored.
If you find it in your heart to sponsor this podcast, just know it's Milton's fault.
He gonna be in Jacksonville Elementary Schools walking down the hallway.
All right, let's do it. Come on. What are we doing here? All right, let's
All right,
let's
10, baby.
Record,
Richard, you went to
thank you,
to
Richard.
Jackson Middle School?
record
Huh?
predictions.
You went
That's
to
what we're
Jackson
on.
Say that again.
You can go to
You went
Jackson
to
Middle.
did you go to Jackson Middle School?
Nah.
Oh, okay. I was like to say. I was like,
No, I'm saying he's gonna be in Jacksonville Elementary
The
schools.
middle school.
I was like,
I-
I was like, what are you talking about? My middle school in high, is that
Okay.
No. I say 6 and 11.
Okay.
I say 6 and 11 is what I'm comfortable saying. I say anywhere from 5 to 8 is their range.
Okay, gotcha. My range is 6 to 9, so fair.
Their ceiling is probably like 8 or 9 wins, and their floor
Right.
could be, but their floor could be sadly 4 or 5. You know,
It could be 5. Yeah.
So 5. I don't see them doing 4, but I can see 5.
well, they did 4
Again,
this year, so you know.
If they go the route with the media route, which again could be great for Travis Hunter, and I agree, and views and all of that and controversy, but that can easily go 4 or 5 wins
Here,
if they go that route.
we'll do a clip for you, Milton. We'll do a clip. So
No,
I'm gonna
leave me out of it.
No, you're gonna be in it. Everyone's gonna participate.
Yeah.
And everyone's gonna have their own little scoreboard. I'll edit the video for you. Don't worry, I got you. All right, we're gonna be predicting Jacksonville Jaguars 2025 regular season. All right, week 1 against the Panthers. Everyone, give me what y'all think.
That's a win.
Win.
Cody,
Cody just hates Jacksonville.
That's a
Jesus
win.
Christ. Okay. thank you.
You kind of messed me up now because I'm not. We're gonna start.
we're gonna
have
start
to go
fighting.
back.
That's okay.
I have to go
Yeah.
back through I gotta look at it with you though.
That's fine. I got you. Okay.
Good.
At Cincinnati,
That's
L.
an L.
Yeah, that's an L for sure.
is that locked for sure? Because I'm telling you, Cincinnati's early month struggle, the first
That's
month
true.
struggles are real.
That's true.
So
I don't
just
think
wanna
it's a
throw that
lock,
out
no.
there.
No,
I'm
I don't
not.
think
I'm
it's a
like. I just want to throw it out there. If Jacksonville wins, do not be surprised. I'm just throwing that out there.
I agree.
Okay. Versus Houston,
That's
That's a
an
win.
L.
That's a win.
Where are they playing?
Jacksonville.
At Jacksonville.
That's an L. That's an L. They don't ever beat us in Jacksonville.
All right.
I got to win.
Next.
All right. At San Francisco.
That's an L.
That's a win.
I think they're going to win.
That's a win.
I don't see them winning that game.
All right. Versus Kansas City.
That's a L.
That's a L.
That's a win.
That's a L.
No, I'm just playing.
Oh, come on.
That's an L. Where the flag at? Where the flag at?
Nah, that's all good. You didn't mean it. It's all good. It's all
L.
good.
All right. Versus Seattle.
That's a win.
I got to win.
I can see it. I see a win.
Yeah,
So I got them with 2 wins so far, by the way.
All right. I'll edit the video so everyone knows at the end what is what, but I'm not keeping track of
It's
everybody. Right
fucking
now.
me up because I had my record beforehand. Now I don't know if it's matching up.
It's not going to add up. Probably. All right. Versus the Los Angeles Rams.
That's an L.
That's a L. They don't match
All
up
right.
well at all with them.
That's an L, yeah.
All right. Rookie of the Year battle at Las Vegas.
That's a win.
They beat them. Yeah, win. Yep. They match up well with them, man. Las Vegas secondary is absolutely terrible.
I'll say that's a win. Yeah.
Okay. At Houston.
That's
That's a
L.
loss. That's a loss. Okay, sweep. Y'all got them sweeping. You got y'all sweeping them, huh?
Oh, for sure.
Okay,
For sure.
I got you.
All right. Versus Los Angeles Chargers.
That's a L, in my opinion.
That's a L.
I'm gonna have
Not
him
a good
pulling that one off a dub.
Okay.
At Arizona.
That's a win.
I got them losing.
I got him winning 6.
At Tennessee.
That's a win.
Are they at home or away?
This is their first game against Tennessee. I
Yeah.
have them.
Yeah. I hate
them
these kind of
winning.
games.
I have them
Tennessee
winning
at the
that
end
one.
of the year.
7.
It's at Tennessee,
I think-
Richie.
At Tennessee, I have them losing that game.
Okay. Versus Indianapolis. Ooh.
Whew.
I have them winning that game.
But yeah, I got them winning that game.
I got them losing that game.
All right. Versus the New York Jets.
That's a win.
Ooh. Damn, they might win more than I predicted. That's a win.
Hilton?
No, I'm looking at my thing, and no, I got that wrong. So at Indianapolis, it's okay. You don't have to edit it. I got them losing, but them beating
You
the
see that?
Jets.
Why I had to go
Yeah.
back and start looking at my shit.
No, I just looked. I said, "Oh well." I put a check, but then an X. But no, they beat the Jets. Yes,
Okay. At Denver.
That's a
That's
loss.
a
L.
loss. That's a loss. A bad loss at that.
Okay.
At
slow down.
Indianapolis.
That's a
That's a
L.
loss.
I think I got them winning that game as their 9th game. Yeah.
I don't see them sweeping them.
All right. And finally, final game at home against the Titans.
That's a loss.
That's a win.
No loss.
I think it's a win because I think they're fighting for a
I
playoff
fucked up
spot, a wild
somewhere.
card spot.
I fucked up.
Okay,
somewhere.
you got the Jacksonville Jaguars, Cody, winning 9 games.
That's what I
9
heard.
games. Yeah. I got them taking over
Whoa.
the second place division. Second place in the division again. They gonna get their
Alright.
title back.
They might need that win against the Titans at the end of the season. And
I
Cody's
think I
asked
had the Chargers, them losing to the Chargers, and then them winning the last game against the Titans.
Okay, so you probably that's what
Yeah.
we flip it. Yeah.
Yeah.
9 games. That's high, dude. But again,
Yep.
that's my highest upside for him is 9.
That's a lot of trust in Liam Cohen and this offense
sure.
and defense.
For
So
sure.
we'll see. It'll be interesting.
So let me ask y'all this:
ahead.
if Cody was to be right,
Mhm.
do you think in the AFC this year 9 wins can make you a wild card team?
I think
I
9 wins could win you the AFC South.
Yeah, no, and hell,
That could be true. Yep, we'll talk about it. I get
Sucks, no.
I get y'all. Uh-oh.
no.
Here we go.
Good.
Wait,
I need a challenge flag,
What
ref.
was the Texans wins the last 2 years? 10
I need a
wins?
challenge
10.
flag, ref.
And 10. And we got
And
better.
Which would mean 9 wins
we
winning
got better,
win the
and I-
division. So
Wait. One at a time, guys. Come on. Now I'm
So
gonna throw
those 10 wins on both seasons didn't come down to the end of the season?
Can I chime in on this?
Go for it.
Of course. Go ahead.
First 10 win season, right? Rookie quarterback, rookie coach. We were on a losing schedule.
All right.
The very
Yeah.
next season, we're on a winning schedule, and we do 10 again.
Mhm.
With the exception of that Ravens game, that was horrible. I wasn't particularly a big fan of the way the Jets game on Halloween was officiated, but the Chiefs game, we was right there with them if it wasn't for that Tank Dell injury. So there were some
imaginary
games.
hits
There were
on
some
Patrick
games.
Mahomes.
There were some games. That's playoffs, but there were some games where it could be 11 or 12, and anybody can say that. Any team.
But
can
yeah,
say that.
I was gonna say on the
That's
flip
right.
side, y'all won 3 y'all won so many
Lions
games by
game,
3
but-
and 4. That's
The Lions
the
game.
thing. Yeah, but the same thing. Y'all won a lot of games by less than a touchdown. I
Game-winning
think
drives. It's
Right.
called
Wait, shut up.
game-winning drive. It's when,
Or
when
game
Tom
losing- or
Brady
game-
does it, but when
So-
Stroud does it, they
Game
just
it's
losing
win
not-
by
drives,
3.
or game losing drives.
Thank you.
So-
It's game losing drives as well.
So, but to be fair,
Mhm.
again, y'all only got your 10 wins by week 18 wins, right? Both seasons. So what I'm saying is it is possible that 9 wins gives you the division because realistically, that could have won, the last 2 years. Y'all would have won the division even with 9 wins last year.
No, okay, but not the year before.
Yeah.
The year before, the 10th win determined because we were both at the same record. So the year before, us going week 18 playing the Colts determined that.
Did Jacksonville have? No, they had 9 wins, right?
They just underperformed
the year before.
Yeah, 2023.
So no, 2023, the Jaguars were cooked because the Titans took them out.
No. Remember what had happened was, it was if Jacksonville won week 18, they were in.
Jacksonville
but they
went
lost
8-9 that year. Yeah.
Jacksonville wouldn't have won the.
They went 9-8.
Wouldn't have won the division.
They were going to win the division with one more win had they won their last game of the season, and because they lost
losing streak.
I think they lost either the Thursday or the Saturday before.
They went on a losing streak
before the Colts and Texans game, and that made it the AFC South championship game.
The Colts and Texans game was that Saturday. It was Saturday that night. That's when we played. We played in Indianapolis that night. That's what it was. You didn't win a division right then and there. You won a division when Jacksonville lost the next day. That's what it was.
No, we won the division
we won it. No, Jacksonville wasn't going to win the division due to the fact that they wouldn't have took the tiebreaker when it came to the division
games you won. Yeah.
So they would have made the playoffs. They would have been a wild card team if they beat the Titans, but the Titans ended up beating them. The Colts and us, the game on Saturday. They did it the night game because that game determined who was winning the division and going to the playoffs. Yes, that's correct.
Richie's right. Because once Jacksonville lost, they could have had the playoff spot, but not the division. And yes, that was when Gardner Minshew threw that stupid pass, and boom, there.
Yeah, I didn't get that pass.
No, Gardner Minshew was short as hell.
Yeah, that was a combination of things. As well as we crack under pressure.
Because we had a potential chance for 2 of our teams to make the playoffs, but Jacksonville got upset by the Titans, and then the Colts and Texans. It didn't matter. Whoever won was going to be the 4 seed.
Yeah, the last year the Texans won 7 games. Y'all got 10 wins. Y'all won 7 of them by a possession or less. Like as far as like a one possession, a 7 or less. So with that being said, I mean, that could go either way, like you said, but also it could have went the other way where, all right, well, once you get like when the Vikings did that little run and won all these close games, the next year they didn't win a lot of those close games. Not saying y'all won't, because I think y'all are pretty tough, but go ahead.
So I knew I was right, because if they had beaten the Titans, they would have been 5-1 in the division that year. So they would have won the division if they had won that game. And the Texans would have made the playoffs. Or they would have, but maybe a wild card. But they would have been 5-1.
Oh, well. All right.
I'm just throwing it out there. I was like, I knew there was an argument when I
was that game after or before?
It was after. It was after.
So
they needed the winner of Colts and Texans needed the Jacksonville Jaguars to lose.
I get what you're saying. So when we beat the Colts, we were locked in a playoff spot, but we weren't locked in the 4th.
You were like 7 seed. You were 4-2 in the division.
Okay. Yeah, heard.
And if they had beaten the Titans, they would have been 5-1 and won the division.
Heard.
Okay. All right. Well, Jose, I didn't get your. What do you think the Jaguars are going?
Let's go 8-9.
8-9. Okay, you got them. Because we also got to remember, if there's any Jacksonville Jaguars fans, which I've never met one, they won 4 games last year. Me saying 7. That's good. That means they're 3 games better. You know what I mean? So anything better is an improvement, which I do think they improved. Okay. All right. Well, let's get off of Jacksonville and let's go to the team that has disappointed the last 2 years, finishing second last year, going 8-9. The Indianapolis Horseshoes. Yeah, you're right. Horseshoes. I got a whole thing for the Colts because remember last year, Cody, I was saying, oh, well, they didn't add anything, but they just re-signed a lot of the same kind of talent. And I said they didn't add anything in the secondary that could bite them in the you-know-what. And it did. That was a huge issue for the Colts. Like their secondary was absolutely torched anytime that was available. What was they? defensively against the pass, they were 26th in yards. Rushing, they were 24th. Overall, the defense just wasn't good. Also, of course, with the run game, it started playing more consistently when Grover Stewart came back, but he was on and off the field. So him healthy, him and Buckner are older, but again, as a tandem in the middle of that defensive line as two interior defenders, one of the best in the NFL, still playing at a high level. I think them bringing over Tre'Davious Ward, Cameron Bynum, especially Cameron Bynum, Ubakam coming off of injury. I think Latu and Kwity Paye can take a step in the right direction. Kwity Paye was the best pass rusher they had, and he was fairly inconsistent. I think this year it was more red flags for Ballard and Steichen. I think they understand, no matter what I think about Steichen, I think he's a brilliant offensive mind. If you're not winning and you're not getting into the playoffs, you're going to get fired. Especially if the GM gets fired, most likely you're going to get fired. And now with what's his name? Jim Irsay? Is that what's his name?
Yep.
Right. The owner becoming deceased, and now his daughter's taking over operations. Here goes something. I think that.
Let me hear it.
Yeah, I think when something it could go the opposite way, but when tragic things happen, and now the entire team, which is a good team, it's not like a bad team, comes together, fights for extra. They have that extra momentum, the extra enthusiasm, right? We got the GM and the head coach probably on the hot seat. They're fighting for their coach. Shane Steichen is a likable guy in the locker room. You got Daniel Jones coming over. Daniel Jones being forgotten. Everybody says Daniel Jones absolutely sucks. He's never going to be a starting quarterback again. And now he gets an opportunity. Or Anthony Richardson, after quitting on his team, everybody quitting on him, becomes that competent thrower of the ball, and then all the extracurricular as far as the athletic gifts that he has gets implemented on that field. I think all of that makes this team, they won 8 games with a dysfunctional offense, a terrible defense. And I think the defense got better, and the offense, I don't think it's going to be as dysfunctional, because now at least Shane Steichen has 2 quarterbacks that at least he chose. Go ahead. Come on.
Can I please get a challenge flag? I need a challenge flag, Coach.
Well, get your own. They're cheap. Go ahead.
I got you.
And then
there you go. Do that.
In the name of emotional momentum projection.
I was so happy you did that. Appeal to emotion is the fallacy that I used. Go ahead.
Yeah.
Good job.
Yeah, exactly. I'm appealing to that. We are not going to go down that route. The Colts are not going to improve. Daniel Jones will be the quarterback of Indianapolis Colts, and this will be an absolute disaster of a season. They got to do something about this next year and get rid of both their quarterbacks. I cannot see how many years they will go on with this here route that they're taking, and this is failure every year.
Go ahead. I got a little pushback for you, Cody, but go ahead, Jose. What's you huffing and puffing over there? I did a fallacious argument. That's what I told my fiance. I was like, hey, I'm gonna do this really funny.
And you know what the truth is that Pat McAfee's been saying this. He's a Colts fan. He's a Colt lifer, and he's been saying this team sucks. They have no heart. They don't want it on the field. They play like they're just getting another paycheck. They're just going in the motions. That's all this team is. And they got worse at QB. They're getting worse. Like, at least with Joe Flacco, at least he has something behind him, a Super Bowl win, a Super Bowl MVP, a playoff pusher with the Cleveland Browns, and all this stuff. What has Daniel Jones got? A playoff win 2 years ago? I mean, oh my gosh. Like, Danny Pennies is not the end-all be-all. Like, yes, Jim Irsay passed away, RIP, all the good stuff. Everyone seems to say he was a good human being and all that stuff, fun time, all that. Good for him. But that don't equate nothing to the field.
Right.
It means nothing. It's Daniel Jones. Shane Steichen's on the hot seat. He will not be the head coach by week 10. I'm gonna tell you that right now. The GM will probably be gone too. This whole team needs a reboot. They will be gone. This team will be fighting the Tennessee Titans for the number 1 overall pick again.
Yep.
If I can have Milton's back at all in this conversation, I think the Colts have a Timu-like Houston Texans defense. I think the Colts have a. I think look. I think the problem is the Colts defense is going to have great possessions and they're going to keep this team in the game. The offense is going to screw it up. The Colts defense is going to be tired, and that's when teams are going to run the points up.
And Richie, who does that sound like? The 2024 Tennessee Titans.
Boom.
So you think I just disagree with a lot. One, I agree with the fallacy I used. Yes, I did. And I'm glad you called it out. That means good. You understand what fallacious arguments are. But what y'all just did was not you, Cody, but Jose. You're bringing up Joe Flacco as if, okay, Joe Flacco's a better option at quarterback for this scheme than Daniel Jones. We don't know what Daniel Jones is in this scheme, but Joe Flacco is not good in this scheme. That's why he went back to Cleveland. He couldn't keep playing for the Indianapolis Colts. He didn't play well.
Didn't want to resign him. That's fine. That's okay.
Right, but he didn't play. He himself didn't play well. And with Daniel Jones, sure, Daniel Penny's, all of this. I'm not saying he's going to play out of this world, win comeback player of the year, which he could. But I'm not saying it. But if it happens, clip this.
Clip it.
Right. That's fair.
I ain't touching Daniel Jones' comeback of the year.
But when it comes to Daniel Jones, even last year before he got sat, it was because the big playability wasn't there. The offensive line was absolutely terrible as well, though. But what his issue was the year prior was the turnover-worthy plays. That changed. We can't forget, and I get it was a year and a half or 2 years ago that, and he didn't play at a high level, but he did play at a so-so competent level. A QBR greater than the Houston Texan lover guys over here. CJ Stroud's rookie year, the QBR, guess who had a better QBR than him?
Well, when you're not asked to throw a lot, when you're not asked
who had a better interception touchdown ratio?
Yes,
nobody.
That's my thing, though. On the pushback on that is Daniel Jones coming to the Colts. What kind of playability do you think they're going to need at quarterback? They're going to need the biggest of play.
Are you arguing for the guy who got 15 passing touchdowns over their quarterback?
No. I'm just saying that I'm not saying he's better than CJ Stroud. That's blasphemous. I'm saying when he played at his highest level, it was a competent level. It wasn't Daniel Penny's. It was a level that
it will get right. It was Danny Nichols. It was Danny Nichols. It was still bad. It wasn't good. It wasn't
okay. No, but that's not the argument. Hold on. That's not the argument, though. I'm saying if Daniel Jones plays at that level, that's not better than Anthony Richardson and Joe Flacco. It is. If you say it's not, you're wrong. You're wrong.
No, it's going to be the same. It's going to be bad because guess what?
How is it the same?
Because they don't have Saquon. Saquon was the whole thing for the Giants that year.
When you're saying like when Danny's running and shit and doing all his little
you're gonna bring up JT because I know we just talked about we're not bringing up JT from 3 years ago.
Right, that's what I'm saying.
Not that same guy now.
Wait, time out. When Jonathan Taylor came back from injury, did he not go on a run like we've seen Jonathan Taylor? He's fully healthy again. I'm not saying he's Saquon. He's 2,000 yards next year. I'm saying if he plays even better than last year, which he had a good season last year, let's not forget that. And he wasn't fully healthy. Let's not forget that. And he had to deal with people loading the box because they had no pass game. Let's not forget that. We have to worry about, all I'm saying is they went 8-9 with that kind of team, right? Their schedule this year compared to last year is easier. If Daniel Jones can play like the Brian Daboll led Daniel Jones the first year, this team easily is better than what they were last year, especially because of the defense. That's all I'm saying. I'm not saying Daniel Jones is going to carry this team on his back, have the best year of his entire career. Could happen, but I don't think it's going to happen. I'm saying if he has a competent year where he is not a Will Levis, I don't see how this team is not better. The defense got better. So he's not a Will Levis, though. But he's not. If you look at turnover-worthy play, he's not. Go ahead.
Can I chime in about this Daniel Jones character?
Listen, I'm not going to defend. Go ahead.
It's bad when we don't fully know if you're going to have the starting job against a guy who has thrown 700 passes since high school. These are facts. AR has thrown 700 passes since high school.
Right.
And we don't know if you're going to start against this guy. God help the coach.
It's bad on both sides, Richie. AR-15, AR-5 can't beat Daniel Jones.
Yeah.
This is the worst. Hold on. Milton was talking about the worst, wide receiver room about Jacksonville last year. Oh, I forgot what team we were talking about. Tennessee. You were talking about Tennessee.
Yeah.
This is the worst quarterback room.
Of course.
In the league.
I would say so. AR is one of the best quarterbacks when he's about to hurt himself. Because, bro,
the only
games when he hurts him, if you look at the stats he has before he hurts himself,
right,
he be going
good
off.
Point.
Yeah, he be going off.
When he threw 9 completions and got like 300, 400 yards, you're right.
9 out of the completion percentage, like 50%.
It looked real good.
Yeah.
Alex Pierce, where you at? I got you. Don't worry.
Again,
bro, like it doesn't matter. Like it doesn't matter who wins the starting jobs. They're only better than Tanner Shuck.
Yeah.
As far as starting quarterbacks, like it does not matter. Like at the end of the day, this is garbage and garbage. Garbage is competing with garbage. And
right.
And no matter what, and I get it, Milton. They're gonna have to rely on the run game. It's gonna be Daniel Jones running with Jonathan Taylor. That's the only way they can win because Daniel Jones can't throw. And
Daniel Jones is just as injury prone. He started running
exactly.
They worse than the Browns.
This was the same dude who ran on nearly a 90-yard touchdown and tripped on the freak after 80 yards.
Ask that again, Richie. And that was embarrassing. That was embarrassing.
He didn't want that touchdown. I said, are they worse than the Browns quarterback room? Because I can agree with the Saints quarterback room.
I don't think so.
The Browns quarterback. I don't either.
And the Saints room is worse,
they're comparable. They're comparable. Those, and I would say the Titans, those 4 quarterback rooms are extremely comparable.
I would say the Saints are the worst quarterback room. But fair enough. I get
AR and Danny going to get injured. They're going to hire Cam Newton.
Well, that'll be – yes, that's again where I have a floor.
Kaepernick, are you available? Kaepernick?
At this point,
it's funny. It's funny because he interviewed with TMZ. He's like, "Hey guys, so I'm still ready." Boy, you've been ready for 8 years. Nobody wants you.
He's like 35.
Go play Canadian football or something. Go play Canadian football or something, bro.
You talking about Cam?
Go play in the XFL.
College.
You know the kind of money he can bring to XFL.
Right. Yeah, he don't really want to play, dude. I'm telling you, he's just
go play for San Antonio, bro.
Shout out. But yeah, so
no, I don't want
all of the whole spill of the Daniel Jones thing isn't to glorify Daniel Jones. It's just saying that even last year with the limited time and the terrible situation he was in, some of that was him. I'm not saying it wasn't. I'm just saying the terrible position he was in. He still had a very low turnover-worthy play rate. But the negative was the big time throw rate. He didn't make plays. That wasn't his thing. And I don't think he's a make play kind of guy with his arm. I agree with y'all. I'm just saying I think this quarterback room, which is not good, but the competition is going to bring the best out of both of these guys. And whoever wins the position isn't going to be a top 20, top 25 quarterback. But as long as they don't have more turnovers than touchdowns or more turnover or less than 50% completion percentage, this team can actually win multiple games with the schedule. That's all I'm saying. If they even make the playoffs, I know it's funny. If they even make the playoffs, I ain't even saying they go win a game. They probably get blown out. The team's not built for that, especially offensively. But defensively, this defense looks good. The defense looks good. Go ahead, Rachel.
On a scale of 1 to 10, Danny pennies, dimes, whatever y'all want to call them.
Call them nickels. Let's meet in the
middle. To have a Sam Darnold type season. 10 being he can do it. No. I just want to hear it.
Let me get the camera. Fuck no.
2. I give him a 2. I give him a 2.
Okay.
There ain't no way.
Cody.
What?
1 to 10. 10 being he can repeat what Sam Darnold did last year.
That's
no.
Milton
it's
said
like a
2.
0.
Negative
Zero?
5.
Damn.
Yeah.
Zero is
5.
crazy. -5 is like
Come on.
he
Come on.
shouldn't even
No,
be
geez.
considered to be a
No.
starter at that point.
No.
-5 means he's not even
Because
considered
coming
to
out
be a
the
starter.
draft, no, this is a whole thing. Coming out the draft between both these guys, Sam Darnold was overhyped going to the Jets. He was overhyped when he was coming out the draft. Everybody knew Daniel Jones was going to be a scrub and he could have been picked up in the second round. And the Giants decided to use the number 6 on him.
Deeper.
No.
Deeper.
Deeper.
No.
I ain't mad at that. I don't disagree with any of that. Just so
It's
you know.
it's a lot of names of people who got in the last few years who got drafted.
Don't get me
higher than
wrong.
Shedeur
If
did.
you play good New York, doesn't matter if the Jets or Giants, you are going to be bound to probably fail. But that doesn't mean once you leave, you're going to be successful. Most of the time,
I agree.
You fail. He's going to be one of the failures.
So I agree. As far as this, go ahead, Rich.
As far as rookies go, is Mark Sanchez behind Jaden Daniels as far as who got the furthest in the playoffs? Well, they got to the same round, but as far as performance in that game, it's just really those two, right?
Performance-wise, Jaden Daniels easily.
Yeah. No, for sure. But I mean, rookie guys that got to the championship game before the Super Bowl.
There was a rookie that made Super Bowl.
Who was no rookie quarterback. No rookie quarterback has ever started in the Super Bowl.
The closest one was like Big Ben, but
Big Ben, Jaden Daniels, and Mark Sanchez got to the
and Russ after I think second year.
They never made it.
Got to the conference game. So
right.
Big Ben went to the AFC Championship game, but then also the Pats.
Mark Sanchez went to the AFC Championship game, and then
Brock Purdy, technically, Brock Purdy.
Technically, yeah, but
technically,
yeah.
But that's true.
With the Indianapolis, with the Indianapolis Colts, also another addition that people are kind of scoffing at, which I wanted to put in my whole my fallacious, like, nice little monologue. Come on, it was pretty grabbing. Not to y'all, but any Colts fans y'all should definitely clip that. But adding Lou. Lou, how do you say his last name? Anybody? The Bengals old-time defensive coordinator, Anarumo, something like that.
Yeah.
He's a long time, whatever. It's close enough. Don't get me wrong, the Cincinnati Bengals defense was terrible last year, and I agree. It wasn't his fault. But
it wasn't his fault.
There you go. They pushed it on him and kicked him out. They said, this is the problem, and we're going to get rid of him.
But my argument, Milton, isn't the defense. Like, that defense.
I got you. I know.
Various Ward and all that is going to be nice. But the offense will be 2024 Tennessee Titans.
So I understand. I disagree there, but I understand that's your pushback. I'm not saying the Lou Anarumo point for you. I'm just saying that's also why I think this team is much better than they were last year. Even if the quarterback situation, because the quarterback situation again last year was bad. If it stays the same, the team still is better. That's my whole point. If the quarterback situation is as bad as last year, the team is still better.
I'm just telling you right now. Honestly, looking at the Colts schedule, like other than maybe some division wins and the Miami game, I don't see them winning any other game.
So that's what I was asking. When you say better, I mean they won 8 games. So better meaning
more games.
9 games.
Yep. So let's go into our predictions, because this is where Jose's already. That's crazy, dude. If you say 2 wins. Yeah, we'll see.
No. I didn't say 2. I said looking at maybe some division wins and Miami, which are the only games I can see them winning. That's it. Some
really? Okay.
Wins. Yeah.
So this is gonna blow y'all.
Let's go.
What you want? The wins first, or let's do the wins first and then go over the schedule. Everybody get their wins out there. Now you have to stay consistent, all that kind of stuff. Also, I didn't say this yet. Jose, I love the hat. Shout out to the Pats. All right. Okay.
1950 logo. How many Super Bowls y'all win with that logo?
Well, come on, dude. Come on. It was an alternate.
Hold on. 1960s. Get it right. We got
get it right, dude. Come on. Relax.
How many Super Bowls y'all won without Brady?
What are you doing right now? Huh? What are y'all doing
Richie, how many Super Bowls have Houston won in general?
Yeah, at least we didn't have to change logos.
No.
Uniforms.
You had to go
organizations. I'm gonna respond. Wait, I'm gonna respond, bro. I'm gonna respond. We shouldn't talk about that because we haven't even made it there yet. So let's talk about the AFC Championship game, which we haven't made it there yet either. So can we talk about
Moving on.
I don't know why. I don't know why we did this. I don't know why we did this. But okay,
This
AFC
is
South.
our year.
Okay.
Oh,
all right.
don't sound like that, let's Cody, please.
Say it reluctantly. But Indianapolis Colts, my prediction for the 2025-2026 season, you ready for this? They're going to go 10-7.
Get the fuck
That's
out of
disgusting.
here.
Watch it.
No.
Watch it.
Oh.
Just watch it. Daniel
both
Jones
your
is
flags
going
up.
to be no. Well, I didn't do anything fallacious there.
Challenge.
I might be wrong, but I didn't do anything wrong.
He's never gonna wear this ref shit again.
I am for sure.
This is your 2024 New Orleans Saints thing again, bro. Come on.
Sure.
It really is.
Oh, this
It
is
might be.
horrible.
It might be.
At least
but it
Derek
might not
Carr
be.
was
No,
better
you know
than
what?
Daniel
They're gonna
Jones.
start 2-0. Milton's gonna be on a super high, and then reality checks
Yeah,
in.
facts. And for the record, Milton, I got yellow. And I
All
got
right.
red, bro.
Keep it. Just put it in the camera. Yeah, man.
That was
I
gold.
got both of them,
That's
bro.
good.
I got both.
Good stuff.
Nah, okay. If we're gonna do whatever, all right. I got this Whataburger cup.
All right. What do we do?
Yeah.
All right. Just keep. There you go. Keep it together, or Amazon. They're pretty cheap. You just get you some flags. But yeah, I got them going 10-7. I do. It could blow up in my face, but guess what? This is how you gotta go through things. You gotta predict these things, huh? But y'all's predictions, please. Cody, Richie, and then Jose.
Okay, I got the Colts pulling out a big old 6 wins. So 6-11.
Okay.
I don't.
What you-
With me thinking that the Colts are going to finish third in the division, potentially fourth. I got them with 6 is my sweet spot. 5 to 8 is the range for me.
Okay, so highest is 8. Got you. Okay.
Ken is crazy.
This schedule, I'm looking at. I keep trying to pick up a win, some more wins. And I can't. The Indianapolis Colts are going 4-13.
Fuck.
Okay.
I say 4 to 6 wins is right where it's at.
Okay. Y'all remember this. I'll remember it.
Oh, I remember
6
too.
wins if Daniel Jones comes in before week 6. 4 wins if he comes in after week 6.
Well, that's fair. Okay. That's fair. Okay. Well,
Their over under is 7.5. So they're out there.
yeah. I saw
I said 6.
I saw it was low. I said, yeah, they feel the same. I don't think anybody's really that high on the Colts. I just think there's something missing, man. I think there's something missing.
I don't think the Colts are that high on the Colts.
I think
from the offseason moves they are.
Bro, they have more
AR in
chances to
immediately.
win what they are. They have more chances to win what they are, but they're not going to.
Put AR in immediately. Let him go 3-4. He's gonna get hurt within them 7 games, and I don't want him to get hurt. I don't wish nobody getting hurt, but I just know how he plays. He plays like more beefed up Tua, and then let Danny Dimes finish it. Let Danny Dimes finish. It's the truth, bro. Like the things that he does, it's like he'll have some ground, he'll have some space to run in for the touchdown, but he want to headbutt somebody or he want to try to choke a defender. Like,
crazy.
Come on, bro, just
it's
score.
Absolutely crazy. Remember when he just got roughed up a little bit? He was almost hurt, but not really. And the next play, he does this is Shane Steichen's fault too. They did a quarterback sweep, and then he got hurt. It was so stupid. Oh, that's when I said,
do y'all think he was tired, or do y'all think he was just hurt?
No, I think he was tired, and he
said
was out.
He was a bit.
That was crazy. Well, I'm not going to give a flag because I think his teammates.
He's right. Because he's right.
Yeah, I'm not going to give him a flag. I'm not going to give him a flag.
At
that point, right then and there, for sure, dude. But I'll say I'm interested. 4 wins. Tell me the 4 wins. I know you got it.
So week 1, I'll let them have Miami. They can have that win. Congratulations.
I actually don't. Go ahead.
All right, I do. All right. So
okay.
After that, they can split one with Jacksonville and Tennessee.
I ain't gonna lie. If they lose,
I'll even split them the Texans because Texans don't need that week 18 win.
Okay, well we're about to turn this shit off right now.
Week
What?
18. Week 18. Do you need the week 18 win?
Oh yeah,
Right.
we need them.
Yeah. See, I said
and-
week 18.
And last year, you guys beat them by 2 and then like what 4? Don't disrespect the Colts. Like
Okay.
they
So I got
have
So
difficulties with it.
Play Danny Dimes though.
Yeah. So
What if it's not
Miami,
Danny Dimes? Go ahead.
No. So it'll be Miami. I'm gonna because I think Miami's gonna be one of the worst teams this year. That's why. So it's gonna be Miami. It's gonna be 2 wins from the division. It could be whichever ones. That does not matter to me.
Okay.
And then Vegas, and that's it.
Wait, let me ask you this, and I agree with him on the Miami thing. So there's a weird stat that Miami, they've lost game 1 of like the last X amount of seasons. It's a crazy number. Like Miami doesn't win week 1. They also are the only team that hasn't won a playoff game since like in the 2000s.
That's rough.
That is pretty rough.
Yep, Miami sucks. I love the Miami hate. Please just keep it on. Pile it on. But yeah,
If
I
they
totally
lose to
disagree.
Miami, they're gonna go on like a 12-game losing streak.
Damn,
Yeah.
dude. Okay. So let me just ask y'all this. I'm just trying to gauge what
They
y'all
won
are.
week 1 last year. Just to throw it out
Okay,
there.
so that's
They won.
when
They won
streak
the last
broke.
4 years. No, they won the last 4
Week
years.
1.
Yeah.
It might be
Okay.
like Cincinnati or I forgot what
It
team.
might be. It might be.
Last year was Jacksonville, Chargers, New England.
Okay.
Damn, so they smoke
Might have
y'all
been
every
before
week
then.
1.
Hey,
Nah.
Cody, chill.
That's
all right?
crazy.
Chill, dude. It still ain't got as many rings.
Cody, you like how I set that up?
That Tua ass whipping week 1 every time. Y'all come
You see
get
how,
it.
Okay.
you see how I set that up?
All right,
Don't make me pull up Texans records against the division all time.
Let me.
We just beat y'all.
Let me.
For the first time ever.
Okay,
Man,
all right.
3 years ago.
Congrats, Rich. Y'all got it. Good job. Let me ask y'all this. So when it comes to the Colts, and we'll leave the Colts alone.
No.
Last year, let me. The defense got better from last year, correct?
Yeah.
Sure.
Yeah. Travarius
Okay.
Ward does that for you. Yeah.
Right. Can't bind them all them, right?
I agree.
The offense. If let's say Anthony Richardson plays, you think he plays worse than he played last year?
Yes.
100%.
Why? How?
He's not.
Because
I
good.
think
he's
the other
improved.
three.
Yeah, he
I
doesn't.
think the other
improve at
3
all.
defenses got better, and I
He
think
gets
he's
more-
horrible when it comes to decision making.
And
I think
he's
the-
getting.
He
Oh
is.
my bad.
Go
He's
for
getting
it.
more and more unhealthy every year too. More injured every year, doing more dumb shit every year. He does not make any good high IQ play.
And I think the offense, what by minus subtraction, what they've added and lost, like it's dead even. Like respectfully,
Offense.
Tyler Warren's gonna be a nice tight end when
Sure.
he gets a nice quarterback.
Right.
Sure.
Let me ask y'all this: do you feel like every other team in the division secondary got better to the point to where, from like an interception standpoint, to a pass deflection standpoint, forced fumble standpoint, like do y'all feel like every team in our division with AR having to throw the ball?
I do. Even consider the Colts as well. All 4 teams secondaries got better. Yeah, I agree.
It's just the offenses. The offense is gonna be the question.
Yeah.
Which is why I say 9 wins can win the division.
Right. Okay.
And
So
the team you said that about, you got them winning how many games?
we'll see. Wait.
The Colts 4.
Yeah, he got the Colts one in 4.
My boy
Yeah.
said 10 and 7.
Yeah.
For the
He
Colts.
got you got the Jags winning 8.
8. Yeah.
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 He got the Jags winning 8.
That's fine.
So we'll
That's
see
gonna be
how
the division.
I can't wait till the season starts because I think y'all are completely wrong on this Colts team, but we'll see. Okay. And it could blow up. Don't get me wrong, Dan. Don't get me wrong. It
Yeah,
could
I
blow
feel
up.
like you
I'm not mad
told
at
me
it.
about the same thing 12 months ago about the Saints. You're right. Yeah,
Well, so with the Saints, it was working until I didn't do my due diligence on looking at the depth of the offensive line. Once McCoy went out, it's like the offensive line was completely different. So that was just my bad. That's all right. And the defense was old, so it's all right. That's all right. You make mistakes, huh? Okay. Let's go to the division winner. Last 2 years, division winner. The Houston Texans, finishing 10-7 last year. I think everybody would consider last year, from expectations standpoint, that was a down year.
No.
No.
I don't agree because I'm a Texans fan and I seen it for what it was.
Go ahead.
From
expectations. Remember the question.
For what media and other people said about it. Not I'm not saying y'all to. From media, what other people had Texans. Yes, they did.
That's all I mean. With all the
our expectations was at least minimum to win division, right? I mean, unless you expected the Texans to go to the Super Bowl last year.
Media had
right. I'm saying media expectations.
Media had us as like 12 wins.
Yes,
media had CJ Stroud as MVP talks.
Yes, because everything that y'all did with rookie CJ Stroud and rookie head coach DeMeco Ryan. That offseason, you added nothing but weapons, especially on defense and on offense, right?
Right.
So everybody was saying, whoa, Houston won 10 games last year. They're going to win more, and they could possibly compete with Kansas City, Baltimore, Buffalo. Most of you, I don't know, Richie, I don't remember a prediction from you. But Cody, remember, you said 13 wins, and you looked at us like we were crazy because it wasn't 13 wins. But all I mean by that, not because of what happened, I get what transpired, but I'm talking about, like Jose said, is the expectations from like media. That's all I mean when I say they had a down year. Go ahead, Richie.
I mean, but we did compete though with Kansas City and them. That's the thing. So if that was what you think media expectations were, we did. We just got fucking reffed up, you know.
Tell me if I'm wrong, but the only games that I think we didn't compete was the Vikings game and the Christmas game against the Ravens. Mm-hmm. Outside of those two games, all the other games. So the Vikings, they beat us like 34-7 or something. So outside of those two games, everything was pretty close, correct?
Yeah, 7 of your 10 wins came by 7 or less points. Yes.
Lions beat us by a field goal.
Did y'all have the lead on the Packers?
The Packers beat us. The Packers beat us by a field goal.
But y'all got
we could have easily had 12 wins. So
right, but again, the flip side, same thing. You can't do it.
Take advantage about the Jared
Goff. I'm not.
Keep bringing
in my opinion,
Good.
those games where we could have won, we should have won. In my opinion, it was all offensive line based. It was Lermy Tunzel getting an offensive pass or a false start, and it's pushing us back.
Penalty. Right.
You know, so that's.
I'm not mad at that
too. Injuries too. Stephon Diggs.
Think one of your Achilles heel was injuries. I agree, and your offensive line. All I meant by in the beginning of the introduction.
And we still got 10 wins.
Right, but I mean, you had a lot of talent still that was healthy too.
So let me ask you this, right, Milton? Everybody, right? With us all enjoying football, liking football, and I feel like we're definitely football fans we want to see it before we, you know what I mean? Like, we're not just going to be like, oh, this team's going to be better because we just feel like this team's going to be better. It's more of a, let me see you do it first. So I thought it was crazy what the media was doing because we went from a losing schedule to a winning schedule.
Right.
We now have tape on our quarterback.
Mm-hmm.
We still – I'm a Texans fan. With the exception of the Matt Schaub years, we've never had a good offensive line. So from that standpoint, I'm looking at everybody and it's like, okay, they got Mixon, they got Diggs, they got Aziz, like, and I'm still like, we ain't in the NFC. Mm-hmm. We got to play I'm Patriots, excuse me. We got to play the Chiefs. We got to play the Ravens. We got to play the Bills. You know what I mean? Like, they're still like that. How I'm seeing the Bengals, in my opinion, I think the Bengals had a down year. I thought they were going to be way better. Mm-hmm. Like, there are so many teams from a quarterback standpoint alone in the AFC to where it's like, man, is there really like, are we really believing that the Texans? I thought we could have won a divisional game. We ain't even got to talk about what happened in the divisional game.
Right.
You know what I mean? But I think that we did what we were supposed to do. Like, in my opinion, majority of our divisional game losses, especially because we have never won a road playoff game, our divisional game losses, in my opinion, a lot of times be ass whoopings.
Okay.
And I feel like that beautiful shirt you got on there,
Yeah.
is part of. I'm not gonna say is the reason we missed the field
But
goal.
a big part of. Right.
A
I
big
get
part
you.
of the reason. Yeah.
Okay. I like that. All right, let's get into Houston's offseason. What did y'all like as the Houston Texan fan? Let me ask. I'm asked a separate question to each of you. Cody, what did you like about the offseason?
I pretty much liked everything. I think how we kind of addressed before once that I wanted to them to wash out the whole O line. I didn't care about Tunsil's name and what he brings on his good days because he had way too many fucking bad days. So I was tired of just having that culture of O line that we had in there. Rather, that was some of whatever's Slovik's fucking fault or whoever that didn't up coach the O line or just let them keep doing that every game. I'm glad we washed all that out, got new coordinator all around. Seems like the team is starting to buy into the coordinator more than they were when Bobby was here. So I like that all around. I mean, the Texans are really one piece away from being a real Super Bowl contender, and that is a good O-line. And we don't even need a great O-line. We need a solid O-line, one that is the middle of the field.
15.
Yeah,
Right.
middle of the field.
I was thinking that.
And that's all you got to do. We got enough pieces around, and that's of course if we stay healthy. I mean, injury was really bad for us last year, so
Right.
but we D'Amico keeps making good moves, getting more defensive pieces. You know, we added CJ in the backfield, secondary, beat that up some more. I like pretty much all the moves we did, man. It's just gonna be if the O line turns out good and works as a unit, or just fucking fails again.
Richie Rich, before I ask you a different question, do you want to add anything to that as far as what you liked what they did?
What I love, we brought Rank back. We brought Sheldon Rankins back for the D line. I love that. He definitely was big with the run stop the year prior. I do like picking back off of what Cody said when it comes to the O line. I like the fact that we don't know none of these guys. Like, we don't know that none of these guys are household names. Like, Laremy Tunsil was an all-pro player, so if you like football, then you know who this guy is. I like the fact that everybody got to go to work. Everybody, it's like we have so many offensive linemen. I don't know if you guys did any research on the depth chart, but we have so many offensive linemen that preseason and, you know, and the rest of the way from here on out, you got to earn your fucking job. Like, none of these guys.
Y'all cut like 4 of them to add 10.
You know what I'm saying? So, like, you have to earn that starting position. You have to earn that job. The only one that and I know Cody can back me here, is Titus Howard, because of the money that we've already committed to him. I know he's going to be one of the 5. But with the exception of him, everybody has to earn their job. I love the addition to our offensive line coach. You know, he was with the Patriots at a point in time, so he knows who during training camp they had him start. I can't think of his name. Was it Andrews, the center?
David Andrews.
Andrews. Yeah. So he's
David's brother. David's brother.
He's been starting. But what my personal favorite thing, because everybody was like, oh, we got to get offensive linemen. We got Ariante Ursary, and they're like, oh, that's not enough. My favorite thing is D'Amico Ryans has learned from what has happened. He has essentially he has a replica of each receiver. So we have our Nico, and then we have a replica of him. We have our Christian Kirk, and we have a replica of him. You know what I'm saying? So I love that. Even with the Joe Mixon, Nick Chubb thing, like, I love the fact that we are in a position now from the offensive side of the ball, based off of what happened last year, to where if one of these guys goes down, we have somebody that can fill those shoes. I'm not saying Higgins is going to be Nico Collins, but I mean, as far as the build goes, I mean, as far as, you know what I'm saying? So I really like that. I like the fact that I know the rest of the league is upset with us because we did with Higgins' deal, we made a guarantee, and that's the first ever second round pick that got a guarantee deal. So I know the rest of the league is upset with us about it, but I like that. You know, he has with his money being secure, I know he's going to focus a lot more on football. You know what I'm saying? And not being so. I think sometimes when it comes to that, a person can be so overwhelmed and can lose sight of what they need to be focusing on. You know, but with that already being clear, like, I don't know, man. I just think that the offensive line is obviously our Achilles, you know, but I think it's looking good so far.
All right, let's get a little more negative here. Jose, what did you wish that they maybe could have added? Did you dislike anything about the offseason as far as draft, free agency, what they let go? It's the identity coordinators, whatever the case may be. Did you dislike anything that they did this offseason? Or see holes that they could have done? Go ahead. Sorry.
As far as offseason moves, I mean, one of the things that kind of nags at me that, you know, other teams were able to successfully do and they didn't, which I wish they had, was when they traded out of the first round. Like, I wish they've gotten a first round back for it too. Like, you know, next year's first round, something like that. Other teams did that, and like, you know, Atlanta gave up their first round pick for next year. We know we talked about already with Jacksonville. They gave up their first round pick next year. I wish when Houston had traded out of the first round, they had gotten a first round back for next year. That's about it. They used the pick they got obviously for Jaden Higgins, which will be a nice piece. I do wonder how y'all feel about them drafting both Iowa State guys. Obviously, they're trying to fill the void that Stephon Diggs and Tank Dell won't be there next year. I don't know, man. I mean, I guess for me, I wish they almost had not traded that pick because I think Josh Simmons is going to be a really good left tackle, and now he's in Kansas City, and it pisses me off. But that O-line, that legitimately is the only thing that has me worried about y'all. That's really it. Like, I'm scared that y'all will be bottom of the barrel, and I hate. Like, I know Trent Brown's there, and he's fighting for right tackle starting spot. Jake Andrews is there. He's just coming off a torn meniscus.
Yeah.
But I also don't like that it's too much Patriots. You know,
yeah, you don't like
great value from y'all, because if we let them go for a reason. I don't like that for y'all because I don't think y'all deserve better. Like, respectfully, y'all deserve a better roster than that.
Yeah, I think that's GM Nick Casario right there. Go ahead. I
want to pull back real quick. I have no disagreement with the O-line part, but I want to talk about the trading out of the first round pick. I think it was genius. And something that you're not mentioning is we got a lot of people we got to pay still.
Mm-hmm.
So not having a first round pick, we don't have to pay that first round pick. And we got our guy who we were going to get in the first round anyways. We were able to get him in the second round, and we were able to pay him a whole lot less.
But it's like how much difference is it? Because I think it was like 13 million down to what, 8, 9, but then you made it fully guaranteed too, the whole rookie contract. So it still kind of negates the point. Like, I get it, you save like 4 million per year and stuff like that, but I don't think it's that much of a difference.
But his max being in the second round when he gets a rookie max extension will be way less.
Right, I get that. But again, like, for what value worth and stuff like that, as far as stuff like I'm just that high on Josh Simmons. Like, and I get it, he's coming off an injury himself too. But at the same time, like, I think that could have been like a legit great left tackle replacement, because coming out the year, if he had not gotten hurt, he would have been the number one tackle coming off the board. And he fell because he got hurt. I
think they're trying to groom Ariante Ursery for that spot and keep Blake at the right side. So
yeah.
I like Juice at the center and Jared Patterson. Well, I ain't gonna lie, I like Juice more at the guard spots, and I like Jared more at the center.
That's my only issue with y'all's offseason. I let it kind of somewhat be known to Cody, is the offensive line. I get it. Yes, everybody's fighting for a starting spot, so everybody's going to be hungry, coming with the best that they got. That doesn't mean that the best they got is going to be good for the regular season. When you get rid of Lermy Tunsil, I understand why you did. I totally get it. I got it. Like, I'm not mad because you wanted to do that. But to replace him with the guy in right now, Cam Robinson, which he allowed twice as many sacks, twice as many quarterback hits, three times as many hurries, three times as many pressures, and in less games, he also had 13 penalties, which was one of the highest in the league.
It's a full rebuild at at O-line.
Right.
It's
but that's not a good rebuild that you want to do.
I mean, you some players you can't replace off one season. You couldn't replace Tom Brady with Tom Brady. You had to go Mac Jones, right? So you have to sometimes.
But that's one player compared to one unit. To be fair,
right?
No,
I think that's
considering Laramie Tunsil. That's one
player. I was starting. Yeah. All right, so that's one. That's one.
And then the rest of them were already trash. Let's be honest.
Right,
I mean,
but you're replacing it with other pieces that also can be garbage as well.
Right.
When you look at Fisher, he didn't if he does start, I think Trent Brown's going to start at right tackle. And I think if he stays healthy, that will be at least okay for you, right? If Fisher starts, he is not a good right tackle. He's not. Titus Howard, I agree with you, Richie.
With Blake Fisher, Fisher got his first start super late into the season, and he was thrown into the fire. So with him getting more reps, and I don't disagree. From a money standpoint, I agree with you when it comes to Trent Brown starting. But I think Blake Fisher could be a serviceable tackle. I think that Titus Howard, I'm a Texans fan, so I watch a bunch of Texans stuff. I think Titus Howard's going to have a really good year. He's remorphed his body, so he's designed his body more so to play into the spot that they want him to play into versus before. I think my biggest thing is the reason why I like the Laramie Tunsil move is because with Laramie Tunsil being the guy that he wasn't his leadership didn't mimic who he was as a player. And based off of the little stuff that Miko says here and there, it was almost cancer-like when it comes to the O-line.
Right. I heard the same thing. So again, I like with Tunsil, the reason you moved off of him, I don't have issue. It's just who you decided to replace him with. He's not a leader either. And he's not Laramie Tunsil was a top 3, top 4 I'm not saying left tackle, but pass blocker on the left side.
Let's bring it down. We can all admit we had to move on from Laramie Tunsil this year. We weren't going to run that back again, right?
Sure.
So who was available to replace him with that you would have liked? Of course, the draft.
The draft pick.
Right.
That's really it.
That's the issue and all, but I mean, you can't,
Well, you're asking who's available. That's
right. But that's what I'm saying. Like he was available, and you had access to get that. But I get what you did.
Free agency too. I mean, other teams won the free agency, but we had a shot to get these guys too.
Cody, pre-draft talks, me and you had those talks. We said you need to get O-line.
I know. I agreed.
So it's still there. He says hi, guys.
Hey, how you doing?
What's up, dude?
They're saying hi, Papa.
Hi.
All right.
Hey, what's going on?
But that's what I'm saying. Like that was your best bet. Handshake. Go to bed. Bye.
Are they about to be like noggin, dude?
No, I can't concuss some dude. That's not fair to him.
Yeah, that'd be crazy.
No, but I'm saying like realistically, that was your time to get someone who could be better than Laramie Tunsil moving forward. Yeah. And that's why for me it's a huge pushback that y'all trade out of it. I get it. If y'all like Higgins, y'all like Higgins. But I mean, let's say you have
I feel what you're saying.
Are you not high on Ariante though? Because a lot of people were extremely high on Ariante Ursary.
I mean, they probably got him on a great value for where they picked him. But we're talking about a guy that could have been the number 1 tackle coming
a starter immediately.
Which is a big could.
Even after his injury?
See how that plays out.
Yeah. We gotta understand, Richie and Cody, like modern medicine today, you're fine.
Yeah.
These guys are coming off Achilles tears and they're fine. Like, I mean, unless you're Aaron Rodgers or Kirk Cousins, right?
I was about to say,
but I'm saying young
already
guys,
older, young guys.
But young guys, that's like they're fine. Like it's not even a big deal. Like, I mean, think about it. If Casey thought he's good enough to get him for the left tackle and replace,
I wish that was the case with Clowney. Shit.
Conley is going to have the rainbow jersey collection real soon. I mean,
No.
well, all the teams he's joined.
Also,
I might
how
have to
you
get out of here soon, guys.
But brother, it's whenever you got to go, you chunk up the deuce. It's all good, bro. But
Plus,
I
with,
definitely want to get my prediction though.
oh yeah,
before
yeah.
I get
One
out
more
of
thing
here.
with Titus Howard, the only I think he has promise as well. It's just he's never played right guard, so I get you. He's changed his body, he's done all of that, and maybe that will help him. I don't think it's fair how they utilized him because they kind of like made him the Band-Aid last year.
Yeah, thanks.
So it made his stats look bad. But I'm pretty sure y'all watch. He's not bad. And he could definitely be a starter. It's just him not ever playing at right guard. We'll see. It's too many question marks on a key unit where it could show you
disrupt the whole
same
offensive
problem.
game plan.
The same problems you had last year, but make it even worse. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So, because you had issues with Tunsil, but again, still pass blocking, still top dog. You don't have any top dogs anymore. So maybe less penalties, but let's say it's only like 4 or 5 less penalties. And then it's
Tunsil
worth
was a little bit of a difference maker in that playoff game with the Chargers. You know, like because we were all high on the Chargers. A lot of people were high. A lot of people were picking Chargers over Texans.
Oh,
I'm not saying Texans fans were. I'm saying that everyone else was. The whole world
Tunsil
was
did
against
have
Houston.
good games. I can't lie. He had good
Yeah,
games. He had a lot more bad games.
And I get it, Cody. He was so frustrated.
Penalties
You had to let
wise.
him go. Yeah, it was frustrating. You had to.
it was in positions like
Right.
It ain't even got to be last year, bro. Like we can go back to we went into halftime against the Ravens in the divisional playoff game the year before, tied up. And then when we came back on the field, obviously they dismantled us in the second half. But there were drives where CJ's doing his part, and now we're going back 15 yards. We're going back 10 yards.
Right. I'm not mad at that. I get you. So we'll see. Again, I think we'll see. Y'all's biggest question mark is a very key piece on the entirety of the team. So that's where I'm just like hesitant. But y'all are, especially defensively, y'all are going to be a top 3 unit.
My biggest fear is that if one of those starting guys get hurt, the depth's not good. Like that's even like then it gets even worse. So that's my main concern for y'all. Otherwise, your team's like legitimately, it's awesome.
It's legitimately awesome. Agree.
Like running backs, wide receivers, tight end, defense.
Yeah, I think the running back
had nothing to complain about.
Having a little more duo in there, not just Joe Mixon either hot and then no run game, will also help ease the O-line as much.
I hope so.
Yeah. You know what I'm saying?
Because I think my bad. I don't mean to cut you off, bro.
It's okay. Go ahead, bro.
I think that the biggest thing with our O-line has been we've been put in a space some of these games when we play great defenses to where we can't run the ball. So we have to throw the ball, but we can't pass block.
Yep.
So if we can do a better job being, better run blocking team, because that was our biggest problem. We were horrible with the run block.
Yes.
We were horrible with the run block. And then when we needed to be good with the pass block, it's like the defensive line is going to be, and the linebackers are going to be set up to where it's like we know they're passing the ball.
Right.
You know what I mean? We're being very one-dimensional. And in my opinion, I think Bobby Slowick wasn't horrible, but not allowing CJ to fix the problem at the line of scrimmage is part of what made the O-line look as bad as it did.
Handicapping his growth did not help. Yep, absolutely.
Could be. But also, do you think, one more thing and we'll get into predictions. Nick Caley, he's never been an offensive coordinator. So do you think that solves it? Because I don't know if you upgraded that either.
I don't know if it upgraded, but I think them buying into what he's selling matters a lot more than just being there and being a bad offensive coordinator as is. So I'd rather have them buy in because I see what players do when you buy into what, the coaching game plan is.
I got you. All right, let's get into
how much power do you think Ohio State quarterbacks have in that program? Like, do y'all think that CJ Stroud had a lot of say there to where having a lot of say here now kind of mimics the two? Or do you think this is going to be extremely new for him?
Well, as far as with Ohio State, they know how to get guys in the program, like no matter what. Like they're gonna get top offensive players no matter what, right? Who do you have? Garrett Wilson and who's the other guy they had on the
Justin
freaking?
Fields.
No. I'm talking about receivers.
Chris Olave, right?
Chris Olave. There you go. I mean, he's great, and I think he can make it work. Tank Dell was what, a late draft pick for y'all? If I'm not mistaken.
Yeah.
So,
No, he was from
Houston.
He was at Houston. Yeah.
yeah.
He went to Houston.
So he can make it work with the Iowa State guys easily, and as long as they give him some power and some leeway, he can make it work. My concern with CJ Stroud, and I don't know if Larry McTonson on the offense neutralized this or whatever. He needs to do what he did in that playoff game against the Chargers, and he gets out of the pocket with his feet. He can't just stand there. He can't look like Caleb Williams.
Yeah,
he can't look like Caleb Williams. He has to get out the pocket.
He put points on the board that run he did, where he went from the other side of the 50 to get to the other side. Yeah, that run
from your own end zone to the freaking yes.
The only reason that worked and looked so nice is because CJ Stroud is still so pass first. If he began to do that more often, it wouldn't be as good because he's not as athletic like that to do that.
No, but he doesn't have. But he also at the same time he just needs to pull it out of the bag when he needs to. He just can't be Caleb Williams stuck in
right. I feel what you're saying.
Yeah, facts.
Because that's like one of the things we all talk about now about Dak post his his fracture and all that stuff. Like
he's just strict pocket.
Yeah, he's strict pocket. He can't move. CJ has no reason to be stuck in the pocket. He has
fair enough.
Right on. All right, let's get into prediction time. Again, we'll go in order: me, Cody, Richie, Rich, and then Jose. And then Rich, if you got to go, brother. I don't think I'm holding you. With
let him go first, just to be safe.
Okay. All right.
No, you good. When I get a knock on this door, then I know I need to go.
Okay. Right on. So with the Houston Texans, I think they will finish this year going again 10-7. Don't have them, but window. Worst case scenario 9. Best case scenario 12.
So with us going 10-7 and someone else going 10-7, who do you think will win the tiebreaker?
I'm not confident to say that yet.
All right.
But division-wise, I think off the head, I think Houston had the better division win on my paper, but don't quote me. Go ahead, Cody.
All right. On my record, I got the Houston Texans going spectacular 12-5.
Okay. All right.
You
Go
just
ahead,
said
Rich.
on your good side 12. So.
Best case scenario.
Right.
I got us going 11-6, and that's strictly because of the O-line. Because I think our ceiling is 13-4, but I think the O-line. I think the floor.
Mm-hmm. Let's say the O-line is.
I think the floor is 9-8, and the reason I say 9-8 is because I still think we have one of the premier defenses in the league.
Okay. Yeah. Right on. Yeah. I'm not going to disagree there. Go ahead, Jose.
I already spoiled it a long time ago. The division winner will get 9 wins. This is my division winner. So, so 9-8 is the floor, and I'm going to go floor no matter what as my prediction because, like I said, that O-line thing is really bothering me.
Yeah,
that's the only thing. Upside, ceiling, 12-5.
You think the O-line's going to be worse than last year?
Oh,
they
yes.
could be. On paper, they are. So
I mean, we were basically like the second worst last year. So we're gonna get. You think we'll give up 60 plus sacks?
Cody, I guess you didn't watch the episode 2 weeks ago. I said Texans might be 32nd.
I think the other 4 positions. I'm not just talking about the left tackle. You think the other 4 positions are going to be worse this year than they were last year, and why?
Like I said, this team's not getting like you're starting Jake Andrews, which is David Andrews' little brother. He isn't as good, and he's coming off a torn meniscus, and this is the first time he's really going to start. So your starting center is a 3-4 year vet.
How old is he though? Yeah, you just got talking about how the young shit. That shit don't matter, right?
Training camp. Liked him in training camp. That doesn't mean he's going to start there.
Yeah, we're talking. Yeah, new medicine.
Anybody starting at right guard over Shaq Mason is going to be better. Shaq Mason was horrible last year.
I'm not
He
disagreeing.
was.
Post Patriots,
Green
absolutely.
was horrible last year.
But you already said it. But Milton already said it. His concerns about the new right guard is not going to be better.
Yeah.
It's like asking, what was it? Who's our guy that went now from the Chiefs to the Bears? Who am I thinking of?
Tooney.
It's like asking Tooney to play left tackle. It's going to work for a little bit, but it's not going to work in the long run. And that's exactly what we're doing.
And that's a top guy. That's a top guy. Yeah.
Yeah. And now we're asking for a right guard.
Titus Howard has played right tackle. He has played left guard. He is now going to play right guard, and he has played a few downs of left tackle. He is just not played center. So if there's anybody on the offensive line roster that I'm okay shifting to a different spot, not saying I am crazy about it.
I hope y'all don't start Trent Brown on the right tackle. I hope you don't, because that's not good.
I told you, I want to start
bueno.
Blake Fisher. I think Blake Fisher.
Oh man, Blake
having a year. I think having a year under his belt.
But Richie, at the same time too, we're talking about like our main concerns is your O line. One guy gets hurt, and it's even worse.
Facts.
The depth is just get worse. So that's what I'm saying. I'm sticking with your 4 being 9 wins. That's my prediction for this division. But the upside, you sneak in some extra wins. Some guys on the other team get hurt. 12-win ceiling.
Yeah, you have the talent. Like the Houston Texans, talent-wise, could compete with all these top guys. But
if y'all had a middle of the pack offensive line, I would be saying 14 wins for y'all. I don't give but y'all don't, that's the only thing. That it's literally just the O-line. And one guy gets nicked. My toe, it's done.
Do y'all think that our defense can be one of the top scoring defenses in the league?
Scoring, if your offensive line can hold up, yes. If your offensive line is bad, that's going to be an issue with scoring-wise. You can still be a top defense overall, but scoring, the offense has to be a certain level as well for that.
Because so from our QB1 or CB1, CB2, nickel, free safety, strong safety, each guy has had a 5 interception season.
Yeah. And I think it'll be the same kind of way. Yeah, I think y'all are going to be turnover machines on defense. I truly do. I don't have an issue with your defense at all. I don't know about your interior. I know how you say you like Sheldon Rankins, and he's decent, but I think your interior is still a weak part of your defense. But that's saying a lot. When I say weak, I don't mean weak. Just compared to everything else, that's the weak part. That's it. But your linebacking core can also assist in that. So
yeah.
I don't have too much issues with it. It's just the offensive line, like we all said. But okay, 12 wins, 11, 9, 10. That's funny. 10, 9, 10, 11, 12. Right. Somebody's got to be right. So hopefully, unless they do.
We're in the range. We're in the range.
We're right there, dude. So my range is 9 to 12, and that's what we all got. So I think
they're over under 9.5.
Fair.
Just to throw, so
that's Vegas is smart. Yeah,
the only one going under.
Yeah.
And it could. I agree. It could win if y'all are right about the Colts. That could 9 and 8, even 8 and 9 could easily win this division. So y'all might just say, forget it. We're gonna wait to the playoffs so we can win the divisional round, make the AFC win that, and all that kind of stuff. That could happen.
My only thing with us is, and before I go, I want to say this, and I know Cody feels this way. I want the O-line to get it together because I want to be the 3rd or the 2nd seed because I want us to be able to get to the 2nd round and have a home game. Like I think our biggest issue has always been when we make the divisional round, we never are at home. We're always on the road. And I want to see if CJ – I want us to be that high because I want to see what CJ can do at home in the divisional round.
Okay. Yeah. One last question before you go. CJ Stroud, will he have the best year of his young career? He only has 2 years to work with.
No.
Absolutely.
When does young career end?
Wait, what do you mean? No, I'm saying like when. Okay, let me redo that question. Will he have the best year that he's had thus far? Sorry.
Absolutely.
Yeah, probably that he's had so far. Yeah,
Stats wise and stuff. Yeah, sure.
yeah.
I could see
I don't
stats
think
wise
it's
if
gonna
they
be.
get
I don't think he's gonna have a better interception touchdown
right
ratio.
the first
But I
year.
can
Yeah,
see
that's
him.
different.
I can see him getting his first 30 passing touchdown season.
He's gonna improve every year for a good amount of years.
I like CJ, dude. I ain't. Yeah, I'm cool. I think he will have his
Yeah.
best overall year. So
Yeah, he ain't gonna be falling anytime soon.
No,
He's got structure. He's got a coach that people believe in and stuff like that. Like he'll be fine.
right.
It's just the O line. That's it.
right on.
So,
AFC South is in the books. Next week, what do I have? I have the
Miami Dolphins having a better record than the Pats.
Hey, funny enough, shame on you. You better not, dude. I have the AFC East going in. So
Cody,
AFC
you're
East.
one sick fuck. I'm
Yeah,
telling you
you're
right now.
sick, dude. If you
I'm
put that,
coming
you
with
better be
it.
ready to defend it.
Coming with
Okay.
it.
All right. Better be ready to defend that. All right.
Well,
We'll
I know
see
you
about
already
that.
failed that drug test. I ain't even gonna ask.
But yeah, I think AFC East is gonna be next week. Whoever can make it, of course, please do. Because that also could get spicy. I think number 1 is the easy one. I think 2, 3, 4 just depends on what you're looking at, how you're looking at it.
East, that's what we're doing next.
Yep. AFC
Who's
East,
that?
dude. Jets, Dolphins, Patriots, Bills.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah. So that's going to be a nice, interesting. I got one question for you guys.
That's one of them divisions that you can win going 8-9 too.
I don't think so. Well, you don't have faith in everything we did. That's crazy, but all right, sure.
No,
Whatever.
not to have better than 8-9.
But I'm saying the Bills.
Save your AFC top for East for next
Yeah,
week.
you're right. You're right.
Yeah.
Already
Right.
2.5 hours in. Just save it for next time.
Yeah. One question I had for you fellas. There's been a lot of chit chat about Cam Newton against Jalen Hurts. I don't know if y'all saw that. Who do you think's the better quarterback? Cam Newton, and of course, don't Cam Newton for the Patriots. Leave that alone. But yeah.
Peak?
Yes.
Yeah.
Peak years, not just year, but peak years. So Jalen Hurts peak years is probably 2-3 years.
To be fair for Cam, it's just peak year.
Cam had
it's like 2 or 3. Yeah, it's like 2 or 3.
Cam's best runs.
No flag for that.
Cam's best runs about peak wise about 2014 and 2017 when he got hurt.
Yeah, once he got hurt, it was over with.
Yeah, that's about it. About those 3-4 years, that was it.
Yeah,
right.
I'm definitely taking Cam hands down, of course, quarterback wise.
Yeah, I think the crazy thing that people kept bringing up was the Super Bowl stuff. And you know how I get it, but as a quarterback, Cam Newton carried the team.
To be fair for Jalen Hurts, he hasn't hit his peak yet. We don't know that.
Sure, that's what I mean. I agree with that. I'm not.
As of right now, it's Cam. Right now, it's Cam.
That's all I'm saying. That's all I'm saying. People are
now
saying,
if you're talking about career, accomplishments and stuff like that.
Of course,
for sure, Jalen Hurts.
Yeah, that's easy.
No, because Cam is still MVP and all that. Jalen Hurts has nothing individual on Cam at all.
No.
As far as stats, records, whatever you want to call.
People are always going to give him Super Bowl wins and Super Bowl MVP.
But that's not individual.
No, but I'm saying that.
Well, the Super Bowl MVP is. Go ahead.
Okay,
but I get you. MVP.
And guess what? And guess what, Cody? Super Bowl, performance wise, Jalen Hurts has Cam's number on both.
And then all pros,
for sure. All pros. Cam Newton has the one or two, I think one all pro in that 1 year. But yeah, I just saw that going on, and I thought it was a funny conversation starter. And I thought it was weird how people were saying, as a quarterback, Jalen Hurts easy. How dare you? I just thought, again, if we come back to this in a couple years, Jalen Hurts just keeps doing this. Sure, of course, that Super Bowl is really going to be nice against that kind of conversation. But right now, I think it's an easy answer as a quarterback.
No.
Just now.
You could argue you put 2015 Cam on this field or the 2024 Philly team. It's not even. Close.
And also, same thing. If you put Jalen Hurts on that Carolina Panthers team that won 15 games, I don't think they.
No, Cam did so much for that 2015 Panthers.
That's it. So you got to. I just think people should be fair about it. If you don't like Jalen Hurts, sure, don't be an a-hole about it. But I mean, be fair about it. But anyways, yeah, you're right. 2.5 hours. Let's stop it right here.
Man,
AFC East.
when Philly's on a high, they're on a high, right? The Super Bowl high is real right now. So
Yeah, their high is.
You know what they're saying? That, better than 2010's Tom Brady. That's gonna be the next one.
He's gonna become Tom Brady. I mean, look at the trajectory. Like, what are you talking about? All right, let's stop this. Yeah. I didn't hear that. I heard somebody mention that he'll have a better career than Drew Brees.
This will be my last time on the People's Debate.
No, I said people said it, not me. Not me.
Cody, I'm done.
All right. All love and appreciation. Fellas, thank y'all for staying here with me. Everybody that watches this back, God bless you, because this is a long episode. Next week, again, AFC East. This is the People's Debates, and we are out of here.
Like, share, subscribe.
Oh, yeah. Like, share, and subscribe. Otherwise, I don't sleep well at night. Thank you, Jose.
That's why he's the ref. He don't sleep.
I don't sleep. I go over. Okay. All right. Yeah.